My connection is being an annoying little bitch. It was working great until about 10 minutes ago.
Uh, everybody here, huh? Oh, wait a minute. Someone just or
No, Steve said he had to go.
oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something came up with the kids and stuff.
He's logged in on roll 20 still, but probably not the call.
No, he's not on roll 20
not
anymore
wrong.
either.
Not wrong. 20. He just.
Oh, I'm still seeing him.
What's this? Oh, that's
He
Maybe I
just
have to
dropped.
refresh. All right.
Yeah, let me have to refresh. Yeah. I hope everything's working out with him.
As well as can be expected, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know all the details, but it sounded to me like he wasn't living at his house anymore last time.
No.
Well, yeah. He said he mentioned he was living in
Yeah.
a home or something.
Yeah, like a, I don't know, halfway house or something.
Yeah. But hopefully,
Sounds rough.
yeah. I'm praying it works out because so close to Christmas, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, no doubt.
That does suck. It's awful.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, so I'm assuming he's probably not gonna be able to come back anyway. He got important things to take care of.
Yeah.
Um.
That's what he said.
uh, oh, okay. So he did say something before I came out. All right. I'll just message him later or something. Did he say that he's dropping out, or he's just dropping out for the session?
Said he wouldn't be on for this session.
Yeah, he just said he'd probably have to miss tonight because something came up.
Okay. Well, I
That'll
mean,
probably do it for the year since the next two
yeah,
are going to be off.
yeah, exactly. I'll say, I don't know how we're gonna do the next two sessions because it is Christmas and then
Probably not.
yeah.
It's
Take
real
a 2-week
simple.
break.
Not.
Come back after. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to go.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. What's Friday?
We should probably wait to see how tonight goes.
All right. Okay. TPK.
Exactly. That's what I was worried about. I mean, we have had one of those once already, so who knows what you have in store for us today.
Ended on a good note. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Just a sidebar. Hold on a second. January. Oh. Okay. So we would I guess reconvene on the 8th, but I don't know if that will be possible either. It's my B day that day.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Don't
if
you
I
want to play
too
D&D
drunk.
on your birthday?
piss poor drunk, well, maybe.
You get a pass at your birthday if you want to go celebrate.
Yep.
Oh, well, I'll find out if there's anything planned because I don't plan anything. But okay,
You broke
so
into stuff.
wrote the computer. No. Let's see. Okay, so where did we leave off last time, guys?
When last we left our heroes.
Right.
We were headed south out of Greenest on the trail
Yeah.
of some of these bastages.
Right. And I mean, assuming that you guys probably all replenished everything that you needed, ammunition, what do you call that? God, I'm lost words again. What do they call that again? That's snacks, the rations. Probably didn't take rations. Probably took like some mutton or something more viable than like a loaf of bread and cheese. Other thing is there anything in particular that you guys need to take on your journey? Um, Governor Nighthill did supply you guys with um, I'm gonna say I'll just say 2 potions of healing.
For each?
Yeah, for each.
Nice.
So you guys, you put those in your saddlebag.
Hell yeah. Thank you, good mayor.
So I imagine this is probably the breaking of the dawn, sort of like maybe like 4 o'clock in the morning when you guys are about to set out again. That like lights just barely breaking the horizon. And there's not squires, but there's some, I don't know what they call them, but I guess horse boys or
Horse
Stable
boys.
boys.
stable boys. Yeah. Horse boys. Where did I get that from? I was watching the Borgias. But yeah, and basically they brought your mounts around. Um, Andrew, you probably had Rana somewhere about.
Yeah.
And you guys are probably outside of the Greenest Keep, outside of the Sally Port, about to go ahead and make your way south out of the town. Other things you do see is that there is small contingent of guards that basically like everything's starting up at the same time as you guys are making your way out of town. Guards are making a sweep through the town. Um, Various people, families, probably those who own businesses or something, are going back to businesses, basically to start the rebuilding process of the town. And one of the, what was his name? Nisim? Is it Nisim? The monk? Yeah, Nisim Waladra and Falcon Moon. They're out to see you off. Also, Swift and Governor Nighthill and Escobar. Nisim says he's hoping. I'm hoping that Leosin, my master, that's been investigating these raiders for months. I hope that if he did try to infiltrate the group when we retreated, that he was only captured and not killed. And maybe if you find this camp, I would imagine he'd be one of the prisoners kept. Um, he does have invaluable knowledge about them, so again, if you do find him at the camp.
Does he give us a good description, Chris?
Um, he tells you he's, let me see, he's fairly tall, but rather a slim man, short cut of hair. I mean, he's dressed like a monk. I mean, he would stand out from the other prisoners if there were any others. Um,
Fair enough.
he does
We will
have.
keep a sharp eye out for him, sir.
I mean, besides the leather armament, he does have a talberd, and I mean, this specifically to the candle keep. Um, if you do find that camp, um, please look for any sign of him. One of my brothers has already departed for Berdusk to bring back help, but it will take 10 days or so until it arrives. Anything you can do before then would be a godsend. And then Governor Nighthill says, I hope all the arrangements have been made for your journey. If there's any last minute attentions that you guys need, please let me know before you set out. And let's see here. His name is Leosin Erlanthor. I'll type it in the chat. That is my master. And as
Will he trust us if we say that we are allies of yours? Or should we, I don't know, show him a token or a thing, or even a special piece of knowledge that he would know that we were on the up and up because only you and he know it?
He says, "Here, present him with this as a validation of who you are." And he hands you the broken choker that he showed Argoin the other day.
Hmm.
It's a personal. It was broken off him during the raid, and this is what they recovered. They actually recovered that, and I believe they recovered his staff, but the staff might be a little too cumbersome. But
Right. Well, I think I speak for us all, sir, of the company of the Iron Fist when I say we'll do our best to get to the bottom of what's going on and seek out this Leos and Erlenthar, and if we can, free him if he still survives.
yes, I do pray that he has survived. Um, Lady Swift, she is wishing you guys luck in finding and also in avenging her husband's death. And Escobert, the last thing as you guys mount up and begin to ride out, you hear him say, almost sarcastically, as the dawn is breaking the horizon, it overcasts almost a light reddish hue, and you hear him say, "Oh, a red dawn. Mmm." And with wide eyes, he says, "A bad omen. Good luck to you, lads."
Looks like we're gonna need it.
Cool. All right. And the choker that he gave you, it's not significant. It looks rather mundane in a sense. I mean, it's a simple leather choker. If anything, it probably has like a polished stone in the center of it, and of course, where the straps were once bound, it's torn off as if someone pulled it off. We'll say that the stone is well. What color do you? Well, you decide what color the stone would be.
A red ruby, just like the dawn.
Oh, there you go. Cool. So everybody's cool, ready to set off. Then any last things that they need? I mean, aside from the usual stuff that you need for a journey, like is there anything special you guys wanted to have or see if the town might be able to provide you with?
What level of exhaustion are we at?
We're still
You
two.
guys at two now. Yeah.
Yeah, this morning we woke up with 2.
Hmm.
Okay.
If it was at all possible, a high quality lance to replace the one that I broke would be good. Either that or just a regular one.
High quality lens. Well, I mean, in this town, they're not really, I guess, a manufacturer of weapons or anything like that. But
Mhm.
they 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 can repair your lance, or you can take another one. But it's more like I'm not gonna say a rusty lance, but a trustworthy lance, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it was the lance that I'd previously had was a masterwork one, so it had that +1 bonus. But
Yeah. But plus, I
so
mean,
this won't.
yeah, this one will most likely will not have it. It will just be
Okay.
without the +1. You might have to take it back to or find another master. I mean, aside from Power Fist at Van Dalen.
Yeah, I kind of figured. At the very least, it would take a while to make one.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Well then, yeah, I've loaded up the regular lance.
Okay.
Did the clergy give me a list of
Oh,
ingredients to look for trying to make a spell of?
right. To get rid of
Yep.
the levels, not levels of exhaustion, but the levels of disability. I guess we'll call it disability. Yeah, he says yes. There is He gives you a what's the name? What's the word for paper? Oh, paper. He gives you a
Parchment.
list on. Here you go. He gives you a list on.
Parchment or papyrus.
Thank you. I was gonna say papyrus.
Even vellum is another name for paper.
That's true. Well,
Thick paper.
we'll go with parchment. He gives you a parchment with a list of various herbs, herbs and spices, various herbs and other type of medicinal, we'll say vegetation or something that you can use. But he says these three here would be able uh, if the mixture done right will provide you with a faster restoration over your physical exhaustion. And I'll give you this. He says you're gonna need. He says two herbs of greenwish, one herb of fauna, one herb of Faunadel, and three leaves of not 3 leaves, but 3 thistle. Okay. That last one's supposed to say 3 thistleweed.
Leaves of thistle.
Yeah, these are 3 leaves of thistles. Yeah, and he says these ingredients should give you the elixir so that it would speed up the restoration of your how's it your
Disability?
not disability
Exhaustion.
exhaustion.
Not exactly exhaustion because it doesn't have the extra stuff.
Not exhaustion of the debilation.
There you go. Rehabilitation.
Yeah, debilitation. Yeah.
And how many doses does that make? Would it be enough for all of us, or does he have to find basically like 5 times that amount to get a dose for everyone?
He says it should be enough to provide 5 uses, basically enough for the group.
Okay.
Yeah. And he just says just distill it with water, and you should be able to separate it into or make basically 5 vials of it or 5 servings of it. So if anything, it would just be more or less the size of a healing potion, probably even smaller than that, but potent enough to heal you of your debilitation. So I hope I said that right.
And so, with my kit, my traveling kit of alchemist supplies, I will be able to do this on the road?
Yes, you'd be able to do it on the road.
Perfect.
You just have to forage. It'll just be a simple was it like a nature check or something, and then probably when you're making the concoction, it'll be another like a medicine check or something like that.
Chris, could I get a crowbar off of these guys in town? I lost mine to rust monsters a while back and never replaced it.
Yeah, definitely.
Jesus, that was a long time ago.
It was better either that or some of the other good stuff I was carrying.
How the hell do you remember that?
Yeah,
I referred on my equipment sheet.
Yeah.
It was at one of those fridge brilliance moments, like, oh wait, I never did.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I wrote down those
Cool.
ingredients on my sheet. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and definitely. You probably before setting out, or before you're setting out right now, you were able to find a crowbar, probably from one of the blacksmith, or just probably just lying about in the keep itself.
Yeah, that's even a really simple thing for a smith to make. We're
Yeah.
here in town an extra day.
Right. Well, you probably found it amongst the crates and barrels that are
Yeah.
sprawled around the keep. Just say, can I use this? Sure, why not?
If I survive, I'll return it.
It might turn out to be a +1 opening, crate opening
Yeah.
crowbar.
It's a special profile. It's Escobart's.
That's all right by me, man. We need all the help we can get, man, with all these enemies and.
Right. Well, yeah, we'll say it's Escobart's crowbar, so it's slightly shorter in length, but it's a little bit wider to deal with the dwarf's hand and stuff.
Ah, that's cool. Well, him being a dwarf, it's probably pretty solid, so that's
Right.
cool.
So yeah, it was kind of
Plus one hand smacking.
it was
Yeah.
it was personally made for him by one of the blacksmiths in town, and has Escobert
Nice.
written or engraved on the side,
Well,
or etched on the side.
I'll try to bring it back in not too much abused condition. Yes, sir.
Rust monster. Shoo.
Sorry. It was either that or my sword, and the crowbar had to go.
It's like, that's all right, lad. I could always have the blacksmith make another. Right. But you do notice that this thing has been overused. It has a bunch of scratches, so it's not new or pristine. It's
Oh, that's the best kind, man.
Mhm.
um. So yeah. Anything else that you guys wanted to do before setting out? All right, cool. So then you guys go ahead and set off as the dawn continues to. I mean, like I said, it first broke out in a light tinge, a light hue of red. As first said, "Ooh, bad omen." And you guys head south out of Greenest.
Oh, Chris, this might be important.
Hmm.
Do we want to take along some of the uniforms of the Cult of the Dragon to?
We
I
have
mean, it might be
two of
hard for Talash. I have a medallion, and I know those five. I don't know what they were called. Maybe talons or something. They had the kind of like like a black star mask sort of thing. I had one
Uh,
of those. Well, we had a couple of those, but I had one that fit me quite well, and I was going to try to take on the guise of one of the people we captured.
right, right. Well, I mean, I assume that you still have that. You still have that on your
All right.
person, on your pack. I don't think you would have left it behind. I mean, and I'm
Yeah.
assuming that you guys. Well, I mean, someone took the flail. I don't know if anybody took that femur bone that causes bleeding.
Yeah, but I have it. I have it strapped to Rana right now because it's a two-hander and I don't use two-handed weapons.
Right,
But
right,
it's with us.
right. And I mean, I figured like anything like that, you guys would not have left anything behind, or
Hmm.
right.
There's one thing I'm leaving behind, Chris.
Mm.
It's my family signet ring. I don't want it to become lost, and I also don't want it to be an identifying thing on me if someone would happen to see it. So I'll leave that with Governor Nighthill.
Right, and
It's not especially valuable. It's worth, I don't know, 10 gold or whatever. But
right, and he says it will be here, and I'll keep it safe myself.
wow, my thanks to you. All right.
Okay, so then you guys go ahead head out of town towards the south. I don't know. I'll put you back on the big map there. So just to let you guys know on the map, you guys are towards the south. Oh, greenest. Let's see. All right, I need 3 people to give me. Well, actually, who's what is marching order? Huh? Isn't about marching order. Like anybody taking point, or if you guys are just like in not phalanx, but like side by
Who's
side, or
tracking?
I don't mind scouting ahead if you guys wish. They get pretty sharp eyes these days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're also looking for tracks and whatnot. So
Mhm.
Right. So yeah, give me that the marching order.
Well, we could go two
I think
abreast.
I think
Whoever
I
else
might
wants to be up
actually.
there.
Sorry, yeah. I think I might be taking up the rear. Andal would be the rear flank right now because he's not very good at tracking and guiding.
Well, I suppose then it would be Talash and Rindlethar up front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do have survival too, so I can track, just not as well as like a ranger, a full-blown ranger, who has a good wisdom score.
Right.
I don't.
Right. I mean, because I remember in the past it's usually was it Talash that takes
Yeah,
point or something?
Talash is usually taking point or leading,
Oh,
uh, guiding.
Talash has a passive 16 on survival, so
That's cool. Yeah, mine's only 14. However, my perception is 17
Yeah,
passive.
well, that's
So,
why you're up front too, so you can keep an eye out for
hmm well, that's a
dangers.
recent development when we made level. Before it was nowhere near that good.
Yeah, but it just makes sense that you two would be up front
Mhm.
doing the searching and.
Yeah. Well, I'll
okay.
fight side by side by any of you guys. You're all brothers to
Yeah.
Rindlethar. I mean,
Yeah,
Okay.
but
So
yeah, so it's
you guys doing buddy system? I mean, side by
yeah,
side. You
yeah.
said
Um,
Ilfar and
like if I am to Talash's left, I'll be watching forward and left, and him probably forward and right.
okay.
And we're
So you
not being lax like before. Like we're also scanning the sky for forms of dragon silhouettes and such. And now that we've actually kind of fought one, well, two now,
yeah,
I think we're starting to become a little more
more aware of your.
in
Yeah.
tune, maybe.
mhm.
especially with the more than once showing up blue.
Yeah, yeah, no
um,
doubt.
I'm trying to think. Would Arguin
Like
be with
bad
you guys?
scaly
Or would he
pups.
stay behind? I'm gonna say that Arguin he's gonna stay behind at Greenest. Um, I probably to discuss further with Falcon Moon and Neeson about the library the not the tomes of knowledge at Candlekeep, maybe to get some more insight about this voice, since he knows now it's not Bahamut or who he thinks Bahamut. He's gonna do some more research. He might actually make his way to Candlekeep, but we'll see what happens from there. So for right now, it's only you four. Um, so Kyrin and Andal bring up the
Mhm.
Bringing up the
green.
rear.
Okay, and then Telesh and Rindlethar are in front. Okay, so what I need next, as you guys are traveling down, I mean, you guys find sort of a pathway, but I mean, it is called the Green Fields, more or less. There's like plains of grass, probably about knee high. There's probably sections that go a little bit above that, but you see some patches of of uh, of trees and foliage, which kind of carves out a pathway through the green fields. It's not flat in a sense. It does have some rolling hills in it, so it goes ups and downs. There are some valleys. Um, I need three people to give me a D20 roll, just a straight D20.
Oh, Jesus.
Ouch.
I think that's good
I
if
hope
I
we
remember
want low.
correctly.
Depends on what the call is.
Oh, if this is for random counters, we want low.
Yeah.
Normally it's like 18 or higher, 17 or higher or something.
Well, we'll find out.
I'm running the Prince of the Apocalypse module. It's the season after the one that Chris is running, and that's kind of how it works in there. Who knows though?
Okay, so who were the three? It was Talash, Kyrin, and Vindalthar. Okay, so as you guys are it's probably about an hour or two as the morning is starting to settle. It's pretty much a normal temperature in the season. You notice there's not really that much, maybe a slight breeze, but there's really no wind. But as soon as you guys are probably deeper into the green fields, you do start to feel a light rain start to begin. And who then rolls?
I did.
Andal. Give me a D12 and a D8. Okay. Huh. All right. So, as you guys are traveling further down, the green field is slowly starts to dip almost like into a rather small not a ravine, but a small valley. It starts to slope down, and as it starts to slope down, the wind starts to kick up slightly, and at first your ears, and then everybody else probably will be Rinothar, and then everybody else after that. You start to hear an elven tune being carried on this breeze. And now whoever is on point, can I get a perception check? Let's see if I get some music up in this.
Ooh.
Oh, my goodness.
Looky. Ah ha ha.
Looky, yes you did.
Timora has smiled upon me.
All right, so and let me give me a sec here. I need to do my roll. Wow.
Well, whatever it is, at least we didn't miss it.
Um. So I mean, as you guys are just proceeding through the green fields, and again, like I said, you notice it was sounded like an elven tune, but maybe it was just how the wind was intermixing with the cold and hot air at the time, maybe creating that type of tune. But you do notice that you start to notice footprints in the dirt road that you guys are traveling on, and I mean this particular road that you guys are on, it's been traversed a couple times, so there's tracks and maybe some old footprints going back and forth. But you do notice, Rindlethar, with your keen eyes, that there are tracks that are a lot fresher and a lot deeper, and they seem to be going in the direction that you guys are going. You guys are probably south, maybe venturing more to the southwest from Greenest.
Okay, well, as long as this isn't going to take us out of the way, I mean, maybe it would be a good idea to keep an eye on this trail, see where it might lead.
Okay. So you guys want to continue? Okay, so you guys follow Rindlethar's lead as he points out the tracks. Probably in about 2 hours after following this trail, it starts to the region around you. It starts to there's steep sides and like rocky plateaus that replace the gently rolling hills that you guys were encountering in the beginning of your journey. You notice that the land between the plateaus is largely flat. It's broken only by outcroppings, and there are some wandering streams in steep-sided gullies.
This is where I want to call a stop before we get too far into this. My friends, this reminds me of the first adventure we were on, escorting the cart from Neverwinter to Phandalin, and goblins ambushed us on either side. I don't like
Yes, how
this.
it all started.
If you wish, I will go off to one side or the other and scout up ahead quietly.
Sure.
And for no inexplainable reason, there's a faint whisper of Admiral Akbar's voice. It's a trap. Yeah.
So Chris, that's what I'll do. I don't know if there's a place where I can maybe kind of make my way up towards the top of one side or the other, or if
Like-
one side would be better to do it on. But I'm going to give that a shot.
All right, so go ahead and give me another perception check as you're basically scouting, probably ahead of your party.
Oh yes, baby.
Right, you find an optimal spot that gives you a better layout of the, I guess, the surrounding area of this plateau. Probably a slight incline over a rock that's probably about, maybe puts you about 10 feet above the dirt road. And I don't know if you were on the left or right side, but whatever side that you went to, that's where you're probably perching as your group stays slightly, maybe about 10 to 15 feet behind you as you're scouting out ahead.
Yeah. You want a stealth roll?
Sure, you can give me a stealth roll.
All right. I'm just trying to stay low and use the brush and whatever's here to. Oh man, I'm on fire tonight.
Yeah, you are on fire tonight. Yeah,
Beat that with your passive perception.
Even with you on a mount, I mean, it's almost as if you guys are one, as you guys are climbing over this slight incline, but probably like a large rock. I was about to say Pride Rock, but that the horse is actually climbing over, and it's not even, maybe slight sounds with its hooves, with a couple rocks spilling over or something like that, but not enough to create a disturbance or to alert if there was anybody around the vicinity. And as you're scanning over this lookout point, you do notice smoke probably rising further south from you in the southwest direction. We'll say it's about 2 miles from you. So there's like a fume of smoke, which you probably recognize as more than likely a small campfire.
Now, does any of this remind me of the vision that we had before that really never actually technically happened, but the battle with the rock and the Etten and
Harpies.
whatever else, the Harpies, yeah.
You definitely are feeling a slight deja vu.
Okay.
By the way, where did Val come from?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my
The
God.
ghost.
Yeah,
over here.
He's back. He's back.
All right.
Yeah, most of the arguing's
these are all
not here
old.
either.
Yeah. These are old tokens too.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah. So you do notice smoke rising over over one of the spots ahead of you. You estimated to be about, like I said, about 2 miles away from you.
Okay. I'll see if I can get Talash's attention, and I'll hold up my hands together, spread them out, and then like kind of wiggle my fingers in an upward motion. That's kind of like hand sign for fire. Hope you get what I'm meaning.
Are you doing this to Talash? I mean, you guys
Yeah.
have worked together for a while, so I mean, Talash, go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage to see if you actually can discern the cant that
Nope.
What the?
the 10 was enough. At first you're like, what is he doing? And then you're like, oh, silly smooth skin. Oh, I know now. Like, you know what he's trying to signal to you.
Almost forgot the descriptions of hand signals that we'd all worked out a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to remember how many fingers does it? Do they have 5 fingers? The Dragonborn? I'm not sure.
It doesn't specify, as far as I know.
I think they have 4 though, but
4.
that's typical in the animal kingdom, isn't it? Three big toes in the front, and 1 in the back, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I see Minotaur doing like baseball hand gestures, and the Dragon Ball's like, okay,
What is he doing?
right. So,
Well, after working together for years, it would be very sensible that they would have already hashed out some sort of common thread for all that
Mhm.
anyway. So.
oh yeah, yeah, you guys would have definitely. So, so yeah, after getting the signal back from Minotaur, what do you guys plan on doing, or what is
Uh,
Telesh doing?
How far is he away from me, Randallthar?
Oh, he's doing about 15 feet away from you. I mean,
Okay.
he's more like off to the side on on an incline about 10 feet up. He found like a nice spot to overlook further down the valley or the plateau.
I just want to make sure he's within my range of a bless spell or something else.
Oh yeah, he's definitely within range.
Okay.
yeah, it's safe enough that I could call down. This fire's about 2 miles off, friends. I just don't want to be loud enough that it's going to like echo.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
What's visibility like, Chris? Do I think that there's a chance that we could approach and get within maybe a few hundred feet, or maybe even a couple hundred yards, without being detected at all?
I mean, I mean, aside from the light rain that's occurring right now, the visibility is. I mean, it's not enough to obscure you, but you would be able to get closer to the camp
Hmm.
stealthily, especially
Okay.
you.
Well, with there being rain, I'm only going to assume that probably a lot of people are hunkered down, even though it is only a light rain. So I'm gonna maybe think we should get a move on and get a little closer and check it out from there.
All right.
What time of day is this? Is this still morning time?
It's still morning time. It's probably like 7. No,
Hmm.
more like 6, turning into 7 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning.
Friends, why don't we think about following this set of footprints before the rain takes it away from us?
Sure.
Lead on, good friend.
So I'll see if I can just resume doing that, like come down from where I was at.
Okay. So we'll say now you're taking point, so that's just probably following behind you with the other
Hmm.
two. Um, as you're steadily approaching the spot where you in for the campfire to be, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Nowhere near as good this time, but
Okay. It's enough for you to get within 100 feet of this camp. The others, are you following behind him or are you staying behind? If you are following him, go ahead and give me a stealth check too. If not, then we'll just say that you guys picked the spot to let him scout out.
Yeah. I'm staying behind.
You're staying behind.
I'm staying behind, but I want to make sure he's still within casting range. So
Well,
how far ahead is he?
he's gonna probably be about 60 feet ahead of you.
yeah, I figured 50, 60 feet,
Yeah.
just enough so that like any noise you guys in armor might be causing would be far enough away to not be heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand back. I'm gonna
You
Okay.
hang
guys
with
know I'm not
Randall.
planning on getting into anything here, not
Yeah,
without
hanging.
I don't want you to be ambushed either. That's
Mhm.
why.
you. Mm-hmm. No, I'm a rogue. It's one of the chances you take.
Yeah, hanging back but still close enough to rush in if necessary.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, so you're staying back to Lesh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, let the rogue do his thing.
Alrighty. Cool. So, you like I said, you get close to the campfire, or not the campfire, but the camp. Um, you're about within 100 feet of it. You find another lookout spot. Probably this time, probably in some overgrown bushes or something, basically
Good.
to conceal your position. And
Right.
as you look over to where the smoke was coming from, and you follow the trail, you do see, which is a small campfire. You do find 4 human cultists, um, ro-
Hmm.
dressed in the same robes that you've encountered before with the other with what's called the dragon claws. But these guys have the robes on, but their mask is off. They are huddled closely together, over, not over, but under a outcropping. Basically, it slightly blocks the light rain that the light drizzle that's falling down. It's not, like I said, the rain's not enough to put the fire out. It's just enough to
It sounds like
dampen.
a slow, steady rain.
Yeah. Um, There, you do notice that their weapons are off to one side, but it is within reach, probably like 5 or 6 feet away from them.
Hmm.
You also do notice that there is a smaller group of kobolds off to one side, and you are definitely getting the feeling of deja vu again.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like it. Now, what about? Is there any sign of prisoners here?
Um, Go ahead and give me another perception check as you're looking over this camp.
All right, not bad.
Right. So you're scanning for for the rest of this party, if there's any.
Yeah, if there
other
are any
stragglers.
more, perhaps another tent that could be guarded, or a pen, whatever, even a local cave.
You do notice slightly off to the side, closer to the humans, probably more than likely behind the outcropping that they're camped under. There is a wagon or a cart that you assume that probably holds some of the treasure that they hoarded from the town. And there's probably they put like a makeshift canopy over it of like branches and leaves just to keep it from getting too wet.
Right. Is it possible there's prisoners in there? I want to watch it intently, see if there's any movement at all, or.
No, it's not. You don't see any movement, and I mean this canopy that they put over it's lying flat. So if there was anybody underneath, more or less they would be lying prone. But
Right.
from what you assume from the various spots where it's not covered properly, you do see like candelabras and some metals um, that you
Fucking
figured
bastards.
was taken from the town. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, was there any kind of like a cave here? I mean, I'm assuming if there was that they would be in it or something, unless their duty is to be outside. Or is this more like a waypoint, someplace that they stopped in their journey?
To you, it looks more like uh, these look more like stragglers. Like it was just part of the raiding party that probably stopped to do something. You do notice that the humans they are. It seems like they're cooking something on the campfire or preparing to cook something. It looks like it probably looks like some prairie hens that they came across on the road or something like that.
Now, you said they're by an outcropping. I'm assuming like they're partially under it. Could they be approached from like one side or the other? Like where their backs are, is that kind of parallel to the trail that we're on?
Where, from your viewpoint, okay, before you got to that lookout spot, we'll say that you followed their trail, which is probably the deep end tracks of the cart and the deep end footprints. That probably went off the road. We'll say slightly off the road to the right. And then as you followed it, you saw that trail led further down, but you decided to go up another route to overlook this camp.
All right, just like the deja vu you were saying.
Just like yeah.
And so where I was overlooked it somewhat.
Right. And I mean, like, from your viewpoint, you're like facing, if anything, parallel to them. So they're like facing you, but of course they can't see you because you're on a higher elevation.
And where I'm at above, how far away from them is that?
We'll say
Is it still 100 feet, or?
It's about 50, 60 feet.
Okay. Here's another thing, and this shouldn't be too hard to find. I'll take a couple blades of grass or maybe even an old leaf or something, and I'm going to just kind of drop it into the wind to see which direction the wind is going. Because if we do make an approach, I want to try to do it from downwind of them, so our scent isn't carried towards them, or sound.
Okay. So you took some blades of grass. It is. Hold on a second. North, south, east, west.
Yeah, we were
So
headed south, they were off to the right, which would be a little bit west. So,
right. Well, the wind is not blowing down towards them. It seems to be blowing up towards you, but into the western direction.
okay. That could work. We just have to circle a little bit further west of them, so like the wind would be in our face, keeping sounds and scents,
Mhm.
you know, of them towards us instead of the other way around. All right, I'm going to quietly, carefully try to make my way back, and I'll take my time. I don't know if you would see fit to grant advantage on the stealth check, but I want to be real careful to get out of here without them noticing me.
Right. So go ahead. Give me another stealth check with advantage. Since you're just going back the way
Oh,
you
yeah,
came.
there we
All
go.
right. Cool. Yeah.
All right.
Successfully made it
And
back to the group.
I get back and I tell you guys basically everything that Chris and I just talked about, the lay of the land, and I would very much like to make a move on them. I didn't see any prisoners, but who
Okay.
knows?
Yeah.
And maybe we keep one of them alive to question.
Okay.
Not the kobolds. I could care less about one of the humans. What say you, friends?
Yeah, depriving them of their treasure would also be beneficial.
Aye, agreed.
I'm
So,
for it. Let's do this.
lead the way.
Kalash nods.
We should find a place to tie up the horses and go in on foot, unless you're intent on charging in on a steed. The exception may be being Rana. Rana's quieter than any of these horses, and well, Kyron, you and he are kind of one
And
big giant hero.
Uh,
So, Chris, I'll try to lead us around a little bit more west of their location.
Okay.
They're kind of under an outcropping, and if we can approach keeping the outcropping between them and us, we might be able to get real close, especially with the wind blowing from where they are toward us into the west, and then maybe get up within maybe 30 feet, 20 feet, and then as one make an ambush attack. Maybe, I don't know if who would want to lob a spell in first, but that can go in accompanied by at least one arrow of mine. Andal
Could also
usually has a
perhaps
crossbow
use
going, right?
action.
hey, before we get too deep into this, for you Roll20 experts, is there a limit to the amount of spells you can have per level on the character sheet?
not that I know of.
No.
You might be able to just keep
Because I
adding
was
tabs and tabs.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
I was
think.
trying to do that, and it's renaming all of my spells to the
Alright.
other stuff. Because I was trying to have, like, add Shield of Faith, for example,
Okay.
and all of a sudden, everything now is Shield of Faith.
What?
Yeah.
There may be. Yeah,
That's
I
weird.
haven't reached it myself, but I've set up first level spells. Let me see. 1, 2.
I mean, yeah, from my experience, you could just load up all the spells and just so you could just be prepared, or when you're actually going to use it.
Exactly, but it won't let me.
Sounds like a glitch of some sort.
Exactly.
Yeah. What level spell is that?
It's a first level spell.
Yeah.
So now I tried to go back and rename them to the original. Now I've screwed that up too.
Yeah.
So
You may
I've got a
need to
mess on my
reload.
hand on my spell slot or on my spell sheet.
Yeah, maybe you just need to. Did you try refreshing it? Maybe just that's all it needs.
Okay, hang tight. I'll be back. Refreshing now. Oh, you guys can still hear me because we're still within. Never mind.
Yep. At least that much is still holding up.
Yeah.
Since you're planning on going in to be attacking at around 30 feet, since
Ideally,
I'm on.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know the exact lay of the land,
Yeah.
but with them having their backs against an outcropping that they're kind of under, I figured we'd be able to come at them from one side or the other of that, unless it extends for a real long ways.
Yeah. Well, I'm
What?
just saying that with me mounted on Rana, I can be another 30 feet behind you guys.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah,
and
because you'd be
still
easier to
make it.
spot being taller.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we would stick to.
And also faster.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can
Mhm.
get into the battle
Oh, that's good to
relatively
know.
quickly.
What is Rana's movement? 60?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
I've only got a 30.
And Rana can double move and I can still attack, so I can
Mhm.
actually travel 120.
That's nice. Yeah, I'll
oh,
try to basically use the lay of the land, the wind, being downwind of them, and then the rain and maybe what existing brush there is to kind of get us up real close. And then as one, we can make our ambush. Like I'll have an arrow ready, and I'll say target the one on the far right. If somebody has an area spell and wants to hit them all, you know, somebody else wants to deal with the kobolds, or
Yeah.
we can make this happen. Chris, something else I want to do is go over anybody's gear that has like armor and stuff like that, and like, oh yeah, here, this will help you out. Like your sword handle is gonna clang against the side of your breastplate. Let's put a sack in between there just for now. Stuff like that to try to help my buddies be a little more silent, so maybe I can cancel out some disadvantage.
Okay. So, all right. So what we'll do is, as you guys are preparing your ambush on, because I'm assuming you guys are gonna start to encircle this camp,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
we'll just do it as a group stealth check. So
Okay.
just need
2 or more successes, right?
yeah, 2 or more successes. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, you guys can go ahead and give me that now.
How we doing with the spells?
it's a mess.
Oh man, sorry.
Yeah, I have 18 first level spells loaded up.
Wow, that's crazy. Like, yeah.
So are we throwing a stealth check?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Give me the stealth check. Doug, it's fine. Just tell me what spell that you're gonna go do, and
Oh man,
that's
what
Okay.
the fuck
Those are
happened?
not good
I
starts.
rolled a 3.
Oh.
Mine's a 6 because I have disadvantage. So.
So even if I had used inspiration, that would only be like maybe 1 success.
Well, do any of you want to use inspiration? I mean,
Yeah.
We're just going surprise. He's back.
I mean, we're all running at the minuses, so.
that's
Yeah.
true too. Yeah.
No doubt.
Okay. Oh, but yeah,
It would be better without all that.
let's see.
Well, we might not catch them by surprise, but
Oh my God, Chris! I just had a brilliant idea. I throw on the Dragon Claw mask and say, "Stay back," and I'll just come forward.
Okay.
Do you know what
Right.
I'm saying? As if
Right.
like it was me making all that racket.
Okay. So, before we get to that, Karen, just let me know what spell you're gonna cast, because if you're worried about description or anything like that, because I have it on my tablet here, so
All right.
bring it up there. Let's see. Yeah. So, as tell me your positions around the camp. Like who's where? Like, or are you guys just all in one spot, or are you guys spread out?
I pictured us all kind of pretty close together, with me
Well,
up front.
yeah. I was thinking that I was probably going to be flanking a little bit out,
Hmm.
that I would be away from you guys, but also kind of if people started running, I want to be able to catch them running away from the camp,
Hmm.
away from you guys. So
Yeah, I
I'm
figured
out.
Kyron toward the back with Rana and everything.
And
Yeah.
Talash is
And-
kind of running counter to Andel's flank,
Yeah.
so on the opposite side. tending more towards the kobolds since he's kind of got a thing for punching them.
Okay, we'll see. We'll do it like this. Just go ahead and take your token and position it where it would be. Like,
Could you give us an indicator of where the outcropping is and where the kobolds are?
Holy monster kobold.
yeah. So basically, it's a large group of kobolds. So just
Okay,
where you would be.
I'm about 60 feet away from the center of these guys, but I'm trying to get more, I guess more like around this side of them. If but I'm like 60 feet away.
All right. So I'm assuming that you guys are within 60 feet of these guys. This is
They might
probably
be closer than me.
So I just need from where are you guys approaching from? North, south, east, west?
Yeah.
It was kind of from the west, kind of. That's the way the wind kind of was blowing toward, and we were going to try to use that as a little bit of an advantage.
Okay. Telesh, where would you be? Closer to the cultists or closer to the massive kobold?
Wow.
Well, like said, kind of running counterpart to Andel's
Yeah.
sweeping around to one side. Kalash is going around the kobold side.
Okay.
I will accompany Talash,
Okay.
so he's not alone.
Okay, so as you guys are encircling this group, Andal and Rinithar are closer to the cultists, Talash followed by Kyrin, more or less in between the two hostile groups. Giving your rolls on your stealth check. What were your rolls? 7, 11, was it? No. Who had disadvantage? I know you had disadvantage, right?
I have disadvantage, yep.
Okay, so 7, 6. So it's a half and half, huh? I was only looking.
Andel went plank. Kalash stepped on a twig.
Well, I was only looking for a DC 10.
Ooh.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, no doubt. Whew. Well, that's cool, and that's very kind with the rain and the planning. So, thank you.
Yeah. So I mean, like you said, somebody clanked a little bit, somebody stepped on a twig, but it didn't alert them to your presence. Maybe some of the kobolds looked about as part of their nature of hearing something, and then they just went back to their business. What you guys do know is that the kobolds and one of the humans, maybe 3 of the kobolds and one of the humans meet like in the center of their area of their camp, and they are arguing over the few Perry hens. You probably see like 2 or 3 of them on the spit, and they're basically arguing over food. The kobolds are complaining that they want more, and you do hear the human that's conversating with them, probably conversating in Draconic, and I know Talash understands it. I don't know who else understands Draconic.
Not one of my
Not me.
Agar was the one.
Okay, so basically you hear the cultists saying in Draconic like, you need to wait your turn kind of thing. As soon as it's ready, I'll toss it to you, and then you probably hear obscenities coming from the kobolds saying that they're very, very hungry and the mistreatment that they're getting from their human counterparts. But at the current moment, they are distracted with this argument that's happening in the middle. So if anything, this would probably be an optimal time.
Okay. I kind of figure in these situations, Rindalthar is the one that starts things off.
Right. So yeah. Whenever you feel or to commence an attack, just go ahead and let me know.
When you
Chris,
say a large group of kobolds, what does that mean? 5, 10, 50?
From what you can see, because I mean, some of them are huddled together. It's hard to get an accurate count, but it looks like to be a good baker's dozen.
Okay.
That ain't bad. Chris, I find Talash's gaze, being that he's pretty alert, and I'll hold up 3 fingers with my bow and an arrow on knocked on in the other hand. 3 fingers, then 2 fingers, then 1 finger. Then my hand goes to the string as I draw back. So now's the time.
All right.
Do
So
you want us to
go.
do an initiative roll to see what order we act in?
No, go ahead and do the surprise. This will be the surprise round, and then we'll
Okay.
take initiative order after.
Sweet.
Okay.
Not the one that's closest to us, but I will take aim on one of the ones that's a little bit further out because I want Kyren to be able to, or I'm sorry, Andal to be able to take care of one of the ones that are close.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
as
I'll target
soon as
further
I
one.
hear, as soon as I hear the twang of his bow, I kick into gear and I take off towards him.
Yeah, and this will be at advantage. Oh my
Yes.
God!
Nice.
Check this out. Oh, I didn't need to hit it a second at a time. So that's 23, 25, 38 damage, Chris, on that fellow with the red marker.
Really, 38 damage. Okay. Wow.
If he's not dead, he's hurting.
Okay, so 38 in total. Okay.
hmm
Go ahead and give me a d20 roll for the crit. Let's see
7.
the crit table. What did you get? Oh, 7. Okay. Um, just give me a. It wouldn't be a D3. Give me a D6.
Ooh,
Damn.
good.
I'm usually not slowest. It
That's,
looks like
that's,
I'm
that,
going to be this time around.
-2. That's
Yeah.
that's an awesome roll
Really
for me.
Hold on. Oh, did you give me the D6?
Yeah, it was a 5 that came up, Chris.
Oh, it's a 5. Okay, so it's a 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and you guys give me the initiative roll. Okay, well, Kyron, you might as well give me yours, and we'll go from there. But then, everyone still has a
Surprise round.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you roll a 5, so 5 plus 2, 7. You said 38. 7 is 45. Ooh, yeah. So, what happened is, well, it wouldn't actually be a smash. We'll say you were probably aiming for center mass basically, and then at the
More or
optimal
less.
time, he just placed his hand over his chest, and your arrow pierced through his hand into his chest, basically pinning his hand and inflicting that additional 5 points of no, not 5, yeah, 5 points of damage. So he's taking a total of 45 as he shrieks out in pain, and they're all awed and shocked. Even the kobolds are alerted at your presence, but you still have to use surprise round. So he's gonna take, and I mean, as soon as he takes that damage, it floors him to the ground. But he's probably gonna be getting up
Right.
on his next turn.
I'll close also, so I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with Andal.
Okay.
I don't want him to get overrun. You know what I mean? And I'll draw my rapier out, so I'm holding the bow in my left hand, rapier in my right.
Okay. So whoever wants to take the next turn.
Well, I was charging Mr. Blue here,
Okay.
and Rana will do his trample here, which means I have to do a hit as well. 17, does that hit?
The 17 does hit.
Okay. It takes 14 damage, and he has to make a strength check to be knocked prone. 14, DC 14 strength check.
Okay. So let me just double check on his character sheet. What is his? Might as well pop it out. So
We need a token with you riding Rana. That'd be awesome.
Well, Rana is a large creature. So,
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
what I kind of figure is if I scaled Rana's image to be the large creature, I could put mine in the hind quarter, and it would look like I'm riding Rana.
Okay. Give me another D4.
A D4.
Yeah, D4. Okay. So he's definitely not prone. Given he was taken by surprise, I rolled a 2, so that's the reason why. He's gonna take an additional 4 points of damage from being
Okay.
trampled, and
Well, no, the trample. I get an additional attack if he gets knocked prone.
oh, yeah, an additional attack. What's the 14 was from? It's his hooves.
That's his
That's
hooves.
his hooves.
Yeah, basically, how the trample works is you run, like it says here, you run at least 20 feet straight towards your target,
Right.
before hitting with a hooves attack. So I hit with the hooves, so that allows me to do now a bonus attack
Okay.
once I knocked
Gotcha.
him prone. So I get to try 22 hit.
Oh, definitely.
So that's only 8 on that
Okay,
one.
it's additionally. Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
now that he is
is not prone.
knocked prone, I am going to come in with hammer.
Okay.
Critical.
Jesus. Okay.
But the
The
crit
gods
damage
are with us.
is kind of small there.
So it's 14 points additional damage.
Oh, and I missed with the second attack.
Yes, you did miss with the second attack, but the first one, which critted, is
Is only 14. Yeah, it was
14.
pretty lame. Although I'd get to roll that D20, right?
Right. This is including the -2, right? Yeah, I see them. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah. I see it. Okay. Yeah. So 14.
what does a 2 do for the critical roll?
What 2?
Yeah,
Oh
for the crit.
God. Okay, give me an additional D4. All right.
3.
So 3. Wow. Okay. So this is what happened. So you come charging in with Rana,
Mm-hmm.
and as Rana's charging in, and you're getting ready to limit the strike on him. He does get hit. He gets hit by. I don't actually see Rana like doing his hooves up in the air. I actually just see him like just rushing this guy, and he's just hitting him full on with Rana's chest. So you could
Sure.
imagine a guy taken by surprise, and probably he's getting hit more or less from behind because he's just watched an arrow pierce his friend's hand and chest.
Mm-hmm.
And as Ronald tramples him, basically crashes into him from behind and tramples him, you synchronize your swing, and as you synchronize your swing, he looks back and you smack him dead on in the eye.
Okay.
Which is the additional D4. Actually, it's additional D4 damage. It's almost like you're playing polo with these guys.
Yeah, I was kind of I was kind of picturing that myself. But
And you hear the knock.
and let me see here.
Will there be anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to use my shield on him too. 16, does that hit? Well, 16 versus his strength.
So let me see how you're going to do this.
I'm actually, yeah, no, I'm just knocking him down. If he's trying to get back up, I'm knocking him back down.
Okay. I'm thinking we might have to limit that because you're already striking him with an attack and then doing an additional shield shove. Because I'm just trying to think of it realistically. I don't think you would be able to do both attacks.
Why?
Well, I mean, if you imagine you're mounted and then you're gonna swing you swung it twice and then you're doing a shield shove within 6 seconds. Oh, that's
Well,
bad.
that's if it's logistics of it, I could possibly understand. But if it's timing, no, because my abilities say that I can do that. 2 attacks and a bonus action.
Okay. Well, yeah, because we never did. I think it's the first time we've done it with you mounted, right?
No, I've done it mounted.
Well, okay. Well,
Yeah.
you know,
But
Well,
agree.
even then,
I will agree. I
the
will
amount
agree
of
that the target that I did do it with before was also standing. So I mean, it does pose a little bit of a logistics
disadvantage.
issue
Yeah.
because of he is down on the ground. But prone means many different things. Doesn't mean somebody that's laying flat on the ground.
Right. Well, no, it's fine. Let's just go ahead and we'll go within.
I know.
Well, in all fairness, it would take less than a second to make one swing of a hammer.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Time-wise, you have it, but the physical positioning wouldn't.
Okay, so I would.
Physical positioning is difficult, yeah. But my shield is supposed to be a long shield, not a short shield.
Okay, so yeah, he failed on his strength roll. So
It's just
that's
5 extra damage
it's an
because he's
additional
already prone.
5, right? And yeah, and now he's definitely prone.
Extra hole in the butt.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of all it really is. Mainly is the extra damage and potentially
Knocking him prone.
knocking
On
him
a
prone.
non-paladin mount, I could see it being a lot harder, but with a highly trained and intelligent steed like Rana, I can see like him wheeling to left after the trample, you swinging twice at him, wheeling to the right.
Well, I
for
mean
your shield.
we communicate at the speed of thought.
Mhm.
So yeah, Rana is basically knows exactly what I'm going to do as I'm doing it. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, you're playing polo with this one guy.
Yeah.
Marco Polo.
It's a sight to see. Is anything else?
No, that's all my actions.
Cool.
Finally.
Whoever wants to take the next turn in the surprise round.
Talash will be springing forward and catching as many kobolds as he can with his fire breath.
Okay, so go ahead and. What do I need to do? I think it's a dexterity or something like that. I think.
It's dexterity.
That's a terrible roll.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it is.
That's my damage. It's like, okay, I got 3d6 now that I'm on level 6. I should be able to kill a kobold.
You have tripped on the way in, and it went over their heads more than at them.
Well, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that you probably did scorch a couple. Let me just double check their.
Well, I mean, it's a low
Yeah,
roll.
it's a Constitution modifier.
What's
Is it?
Constitution?
Proficiency bonus
yeah.
plus 8 for the DC.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
So it's a Constitution roll. Is Constitution the same roll for me, right?
No, fire is usually dex.
Yeah, isn't it? Dex?
That's just setting your
Dex.
DC.
Yeah, and it's 8 plus your
On mod
proficiency
and
bonus, right?
proficiency.
Yeah. Which
Okay.
for us is 3 for the proficiency, and then whatever your con mod is.
Yeah.
2.
So 15. Oh, 13. Oh, is
Yeah.
it 13?
No,
No,
14.
It'll be 14. Yeah, DC 14.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need a saving throw DC 14. Like I said, there's a baker dozen. I mean, they're more or less, they're still slightly bunched up. So, well, it's a 15. It's a 15.
It's a 15-foot cone.
15 phone call. Okay, so yeah, you'll be able to get all of them. So
Nice.
let me just do.
In all fairness, that's still, what, 12 times 6?
Yeah, hold on a second. Let's see.
I mean, yeah, that's one of the things about area effects.
Possibly 12 times the.
They actually have lower damage, but they injure more people.
I should pop it. Hold on. I'm just doing the rolls, guys. I thought that's weird. I used to be able to pop it out, but I guess not. Okay, hold on. Oh, they automatically does it. Okay. So I want to wait one. Ooh, it's a lot. Okay, did I get enough? Okay, here we go. One. Yeah, it's 14, right? So 1, 2,
Yep.
3. Let's just make sure I rolled enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh wow, I did roll right. Okay, so successes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So okay, so 6 out of the 13 made it. And that's how many points? It's
6 on a failure, 3 on a success.
6 on a failure, 3 on a success. Okay, so it's 42.
The ultimate answer.
Mm-hmm.
So 60 points of damage. And each kobold, math, dragon claw, kobold. Okay, each kobold has. Okay, so you did 60 points of damage, and oh wow, there are, well, more or less there's. All right, so I mean, amidst all the chaos and confusion that's happening right now from Renthar and Andel's attack, the kobold they're in that fear or flight um, situation right now. In what I'm trying to say, that they're trying to decide either they're gonna flee or fight, and Telesh just catches him off guard, probably jumps out of his hiding spot, and just unleashes this large, well, this torrent of fire on this unsuspecting group. And as he lets out this volume of flames, yeah, I'm gonna say probably like 5. I don't know how long it lasts. Is it like it's like a burst shot, or is it like just? I'm thinking it's like 5 seconds. Like you're probably breathing on these guys for like 5 seconds, and then the flames clear out, and as the fires dissipate, you see this group just got decimated. This, and aside from the Perry hens that were cooking in the fire pit, there are now a baker's dozen of fried kobolds. I mean, some of them are straggling, but they're basing on the outskirts of dying from this attack from this dragonborn.
Okay.
Crispy.
Yeah, Talas jumps out of bushes, yells "Yoga fire."
Mm-hmm.
It's more like yoga flame. Yes, I mean, aside from the horrid screeching and screaming of kobolds dying and getting fried alive, I mean, even you guys probably start to wince a little bit because it's a horrid sound.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys do see
I smell something burning.
and blackened and charcoal kobolds on the ground. And some of them are basically trying to crawl away, but they're slowly dying out. So by the start of the round, they will most likely be extinguished.
All of them?
All of them.
Holy smokes.
He did 60 points of damage, and I mean, these guys don't really have that much health to begin with.
Nice.
Yeah, there's something like 7 or 8. So.
Yeah. So even if they survive, it's just pretty much that.
Which is one of the reasons I was like, are you kidding me? Only 6?
Yeah.
Properly done, that would have smoked them all in one shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
You
still
you rolled quite a bit below average there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like 6.
Right. I mean, it still did. I mean, there might have been like 2 or 3 stragglers, but then that's not even something you guys would probably deal with. You probably just let them die out.
Well, the rest is on Kyren.
Yeah. He still has his surprise round yet.
Yeah, right. So go. Yep. Moving on to Kyrin. You just saw the Dragonborn just decimate that group of kobolds. You're like, man, my fireball. I mean, and to you, it didn't even look like the flame that he output that he spat out was even that. I guess that powerful. It almost looked like he just spitballed him.
Wow.
So it makes you think how powerful his torrent, his fire breath can really be at full capacity, as opposed to the fireballs. Well, I don't know. Is it you that throws fireballs, or yeah?
Yeah, he used to.
At one time I did.
Yeah, now there's Death Domain. So, ooh, that's an evil laugh.
Yeah. You hear it off in the far distance. There's a mysterious rider hooded. No. So yeah, Kyron, is your go.
And so I can tell that they're looking like they're gonna be dead soon.
Oh yeah, they're done. If anything, they're out. They're out of the initiative order when I roll initiative. If I ever roll initiative.
All right. So how far am I away from, say, these yahoos?
From your position, I will say about 40 feet. So you just have to move up a little bit. But you'll be able to get within range. But they'll be within range of you if they're going to launch an attack or if they're going to move closer. In other words, they'll be able to get into melee range with you on the next round.
Okay.
Or would you like to see?
And so I'm within how many feet of them?
We'll say you're within your maximum casting offensive spell or whatever you're gonna. Well, what are you planning on doing? A range attack or?
Nope, I am going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
Ooh, that's wicked.
Ooh, okay.
And then as my bonus action, I am casting Shield of Faith on myself.
Spirit Guardians and okay, so let me just read what it says. You call it protect. They protect you, and what's the damage? I might as well just roll for it now. Roll for the DC Wisdom.
3d8, isn't it?
Yeah, didn't I put it on there? I didn't.
No, it just says half damage.
Yeah, you can click the damage. Yeah.
Save success, half damage.
DC 14 on Wisdom. They're not that great.
Oh, I didn't hit that button. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
What's the range of it? Is it
15 feet.
15
It's 15
feet.
15 feet? Okay, yeah, okay.
Of course.
Well, I'm gonna say that you're able to cast it where you'll be able to hit all 4.
Nice.
Okay,
Exactly.
so and then with a 14, so out of the 4,
Isn't my guy blinded? So shouldn't he have disadvantage on his save?
okay, so let me see. Hold on a second. I'm doing it starting from the top and then going clockwise. So the first guy, what was that? I can't even tell if that. I know that's not red. That's the other. Was that
The orange?
orange? I guess. Yeah. So orange, he succeeded. So he's gonna take half damage.
7.
Let me just go.
Yeah, but it's a sustaining spell.
Right.
So it's
Anytime
as
they
long
start
as
the turn
yeah,
within 15 feet.
which means
Take
On the next turn, they're gonna get hit
yeah,
again.
as soon as they start up, yeah.
Although, if they save, they're not affected further, are they?
No, they
half
have to
damage.
save each round until they get out of its
while
effect.
they're in the area. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Oh, okay. So All right, so starting clockwise again, like I said, starting with orange. Orange was the only one that succeeded in his saving throw. The rest did not, which means
Red guy's probably done.
um, possibly blue guy's definitely done. Oh yeah, red guy is done also. Um, yeah, and the green guy took the full 14 points of not radiant, but necrotic damage.
Oh,
So
so
this
evil.
this is the first time that so this is the first time that you guys seen Kyrian attack or done an offensive spell since his last encounter with death, saying that there's there's a there's a change in manifestation in him being a death cleric now. And Kyrian, this is the first time you actually see this manifestation happen to you as you cast your spell. What is your? Do you have a spell focus?
It's was Lightbringer.
Okay, you have a new spell focus.
No, it's a skull.
Yeah.
You still have Lightbringer.
Death to
You still have
be or
Lightbringer
not to be.
with you.
I
You
do still have Lightbringer with me.
still have Lightbringer to you.
Actually, no, my spell focus was my holy symbol.
Oh, it was your holy symbol.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, like I say, you have a new spell focus. You still have Lightbringer with you. You are attuned to Lightbringer, but it is no longer a Lightbringer. We'll call it a Darkbringer. If anything, it does not produce. This is a new mechanic for your Lightbringer. It does not produce light. It produces darkness. Um, Other thing too is your new spell focus is your dominant hand was the right hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the first time when you actually tried to cast this spell, you probably reached for your amulet. You said you had an amulet, right? And
Yep.
when you touch your amulet, not that it caused you damage, but you felt that your hand was burning as you're touching your amulet. And when as a reaction, of course you look at your hand. When you look at your hand is no longer, how am I say, from your hand down to your forearm to the joint of your elbow. It's it looks like as if it's dead. It's pallid. It's actually some of the flesh has fallen off of it. You can see bone, muscle tissue, but you also see not a radiance, but you almost see like I'll say like smoke that's emanating from this hand, and it has a green tinge to it, which is brought about the property of necrotic damage. And as you cast this spell, as you cast your guardian, as the spiritual guardians, they're not the usual cherubises or the angelic deities, but familiars that would come out of this spell. Instead, rising from the ground, almost in a mist, in a green mist, is these. This looks like these wretched souls, which are basically spirits, and they encircle the dragon claws that you cast them on, and they encircle them, and they're like ripping them apart. I'm trying to remember, where did I see this from? I don't know if you guys are familiar with God of War, because it's kind of like God of War, where it's like these spirits they emanate from you with the spiritual guardian spell. They emanate from you. We'll say like 6 or 7 of them come out, and they just rapture the whoever you're casting the spell on. And everybody else, your comrades are taken aback because they've never seen this before from you. They're used to your radiance of the dawn, and they might have seen your spiritual guardians, but they're more or less angelic figures that probably do the same kind of effect. I don't know how would you describe it, but this is the first time they've seen spiritual guardians, but with the necrotic effect. And of course, now they also notice your spell focus, which is your right hand. This is where you probably had that death symbol on your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So every time that you would cast a spell now, your hand would transform into this, what we call your death hand, or a hand of death.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, and aside for another effect, you also see Kyron's eyes turn they blotch out. They go out into, and they look like just dark recesses.
Jesus. You just got real evil looking.
Right, and
Exactly.
these
Embrace the dark side.
and these spirits are slowly ripping the flesh off of these dragon claws as they're screaming out in fear because they've never seen this ever before in their life. Anything else you'd like to do?
Um,
Oh yeah, and as the other two die, I mean, it's almost like they took radiant damage because their bodies are like smoldering as if they got hit by fire or from intensive heat. But the smoldering effect is, it's like I said, you have that green tinge around it, the necrotic tinge, and it's not like they got burned. It's more like they melted.
okay.
Very
Torn
I wanna-
apart by denizens in the underworld.
Yeah.
I want to move my full movement up to
Mhm.
the dead body, so wherever that is.
Okay, so you move to the closest dead body.
Yeah.
Um, when you when you get close to this dead body that just died, you feel your arm, your whole hand, start to pulse. It, like I said, it's not that you don't take damage, but it's almost like a sting. And the closer you get to the body, the pulse um, quickens, and your hands slowly glows a light bluish color. And it's almost like there's a if you want to call it like a spirit link, where the mist from your hand traverses over the body, and you feel like there's a link to the body now. And then with this mechanic, I'm gonna have you roll a d20, and all I'm looking for is just a DC 10. If you're successful, you will harvest the soul.
Oh.
First time's a charm.
Right. I mean, at first it felt like the soul was trying to escape your grasp, but it seems as you close your hand, you feel the life force get sucked out, the remaining life force gets sucked out of the body and into your hand and into your body. Basically, you're capturing the soul. So now you've captured its soul, which is will give you the experience points. Whichever the
Okay. So
experience points
how
are.
do I keep track of that? Should I just say like one harvested soul, or how should I do that?
I'll do that for you.
Excellent.
hmm it was just gonna go based on the XP of that actual creature.
Math's
So-
hard. Make DM do it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I'll let you know like how much XP you've accumulated from that soul. Now, and also the other thing is that this effect, in order to capture the soul, you gotta do it within a minute of it dying. So even the kobolds, it doesn't have to be you doing the death dealing blow.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Other thing too is that it has to be a creature that's been hostile to you or of an evil alignment. So you can't kill an innocent person.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean that's what you feel is like every time an enemy falls, as soon as you're within touch, reach of touch, or we'll even say within, if you're within, say within 10 feet, you start to feel that the pulsing of like the soul, like basically your hand wants to capture the soul, but you need to get up. You actually have to touch the body in order to actually harvest it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
So
And-
then that would end my turn.
Yeah, we'll call it a bonus action during the combat. But if like at the end of combat, you can just do it like just like a usual, like you're healing something.
Okay, so I can harvest a soul with a bonus action, is what you're saying.
Right, and then what was the Ando, what was it again, the temporary hit points you get?
You were gonna roll 1d4. and
Yeah, that's
see-
right. You roll 1d4, and that'll be your temporary hit points.
Yeah.
And then you can also use that as a plus point to your damage. It'll be necrotic damage.
Of course.
Okay. So you get a temporary hit point and you can expend it as a point of damage.
Okay.
And I think it. Wait, was it something where you can only do it once? No, wait. The limit was
It was
20.
20. 20 was the limit
The
that he
limit.
could gain at one time.
20
Right.
temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say like he could just accumulate it, and then it does it. I forgot if it doesn't go away. It stays with him
It stays with him until he takes a full rest.
a full
When he
rest.
takes a full rest, it disappears.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's the new mechanic of your death cleric.
Okay.
Okay, so far you got that much experience points. Okay. And then did you want to still move? Or just move closer to that body?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just yeah.
Now it's initiative.
No, it's initiative. Okay, so you guys rolled your initiative, and then we go ahead and do these guys' initiative. Well, whoever's these two guys are left. Hey, I got to roll for initiative. Woohoo!
We make it easy for you.
Yeah, you definitely do. I gotta see. I haven't rolled initiative in a while. I totally forgot. I gotta select the token first. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Should I even bother? Okay, here's the next guy. Okay, that's a little better. All right. Wait, did I do it right? Hold on. Oh, who has a higher? Was it Andal or?
Telesh most likely. Yeah, Telesh definitely has higher
Okay.
than me.
All right. So
Higher
then,
what? Dex?
Dex,
yeah. Dexterity. Okay, so
16.
oh, wait, I gotta sending. All right, there we go. That should be right. Okay, so go ahead. Moving to the top of the round. The surprise round is over. As the remaining dragon claws are like, oh, what just? And before they can react, it's Talash's turn. Top of the round.
How much smashing of the rest of the kobolds can I do?
Oh, they're gone. No more smashing for you.
Oh, the kobolds are all done.
Done. Yeah, done. I mean, we'll say there's like 2 or 3 stragglers, but they're gonna die within this round. They're slowly dying.
They're all crispy. Okay.
Yeah.
So how far away were the kobolds from the dragon claws then?
Not far. You could actually move within 20 feet. So within your move, they're within your. You'll be able to get into melee range with one of them. Or probably.
I run at 40, so zoom.
Okay, so even both of them, yeah, if you wanted.
Okay. Well, we'll just go right there.
Yep. Cool.
So.
Just tell me who you're attacking first, and then we'll go from there. Who's attacking? Well, which dragon claw is taking which attack?
Green weenie, orange.
Okay. All right. So the green weenie takes the first attack, so he's going to take 13 points of damage. And the other 2 attacks, they barely miss. It's not that the dragon claw was trying to dodge. It's more that he was in the midst of like fleeing. So, anything else you'd like to do?
Nope.
Okay. So let's see, what was it with the mighty staff? Okay, so as you charge in to the closest dragon claw, that you spun your staff in one direction, probably hit him across the chest, knocking him back a bit, and then when you followed up with the other end of the staff, he was able to duck from it, and you probably turned around and did a back fist attack to the other dragon claw, who wasn't trying to dodge. Like I said, he was probably in the midst of trying to flee, so your swing just barely missed his face. And then with that, we'll move on to Andal as you see the Dragonborn attacking these remaining dragon claws.
Okay, I'm gonna come around here. And as I do, I'm shield shoving orange, trying to knock him down. 18.
Yep, you're able to knock him down, so he's
Okay.
going to take 4 points of damage.
4 points
4
of
points
damage.
of damage.
And while he's on the ground, I'm just continuing on to green. And
Okay.
so he would get a disadvantaged attack of opportunity against me if he wanted to.
Can he still take an attack of opportunity while he's prone?
You can, but it's
He can.
disadvantage.
A
Okay.
little disadvantage. So okay, hold
Because
on a
it's like
second.
he's flailing out
You
on
know,
the ground.
he hasn't acted yet. I don't think he gets one until after he's acted in a combat. They were surprised.
No, this isn't
That was
surprise
a
round anymore.
reaction. Yeah, this is just regular.
No, I understand, but he hasn't yet acted in the round.
No, this
Has
is
he?
This is a reaction though.
Or it's a reaction.
I didn't think you get one until you've had a turn.
Oh no,
No.
you do.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Okay, so I got a 23 and a 21, so the disadvantage.
Ooh. Well,
Does 21 hit you?
yeah, I believe it
Desperate
does.
strike.
Okay, well, I mean, he was able to draw out his scimitar, and like you say, he just failed. Like he wasn't really trying to strike precisely at the spot, but he probably nicked at your, I'm gonna say at your shin or something, as he was able to catch, only taking 5 points of slashing damage.
Points. Okay.
Huh? Better than your testicles.
Yeah, just nicked you.
And
hold on.
yeah, as I'm approaching the other guy, um, this guy, green guy, is the one that Ron is gonna kick
Okay.
out at. And I don't know. Did I move 20 feet enough in a straight line to get the trample on him? I basically wheeled around and I
Well, let's see. Your full
changed.
movement. Your full movement with Rana is what? Is it 6?
Yeah, it's 60.
It's 60. Yeah. So you would have enough to wheel around and come back in charging.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was basically pinging him as I was running by.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, you're able to give yourself enough room to get, mechanically
Okay.
get the 20 feet. But yeah.
Okay. So,
So
20 hit.
yes. So
Okay.
13 points of damage.
Yeah, and he has to succeed on a DC 14 strength check to stay up.
Okay. Strength check. Oh wow, he critted. He's standing his ground.
Oh, strong guy. Okay. Then I'm swinging.
Okay.
19.
All right, that's a hit. So that's 7 points of damage.
Yeah. And 21.
Okay. That's 10 points of damage. So even though with him standing his ground, I mean, like I said, I just picture you playing Marco Polo with this guy. So after you knock the other guy off his feet, and then you follow through with your remaining attacks on this guy, let's see, hold on a second. What was the first attack? Oh, well, you tried trampling him with Rana.
Yeah.
He was able to sidestep it, but when he sidestepped, it sidestepped into your backswing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then you followed up with another swing. So, I'm picturing you're all aiming for the upper torso. So maybe one hits the side of his face, or maybe one hits the side of his shoulder, and then the last hit cracks him on the skull, and he is out.
Okay.
He falls slump in front of Talash, and you can't see it on Talash's face, but you know he's like, "You stole my kill, dude. What's up with that?" Okay.
He took out 12, 13.
Yes, right. He took like that many out. Okay. Anything else that you?
I'm gonna turn to the other guy on the ground and say, "Stay on the ground if you know what's good for you."
Give me a intimidation roll.
Okay. Let's skill. Intimidation. Oh, that's weak.
And he looks up and he's looking from the ground and he's not grinning, but he's totally frightened. But he doesn't seem that he's going to be backing down.
Okay.
And then with that, we'll move on to Kyrin. As you see this dragon claw start to get off the ground. Let's see, this one's gone, and that one's still here. Oh wow, I didn't even roll for the other one. Okay, yeah.
So this dude's getting up off the ground.
Yeah, so
Well,
when it
it's
comes
a
to his
process.
initiative,
Yeah.
yeah, when it comes to his initiative, he's gonna get up. But he's gonna be after Renilthar, yes.
So I'm gonna go to this guy here and harvest his soul.
Alright, giving another DC, another D20 roll. Just looking for a DC 10.
Nice. Since it's
Mm-hmm.
only a bonus, can he get the third guy too?
As an action?
Yeah.
I would say no, because it's like he's doing the same action over again.
Okay.
Yeah. He can't do. No, he wouldn't be able to harvest 2 souls at one turn. I mean, if anything, the process would take one of his turns at least. All right, so you now have 4 points of temporary hit points,
Mm-hmm.
and you just harvest 2 souls. I mean, as you're doing this, I mean, Renithar is looking at you, and it's almost like he's watching you, and you almost look like you're in a trance. I mean, they never seen you do this, and at the same time, it's almost natural for you to do this.
Yeah, I'm
And
kind
it's
of
the first time.
envisioning like it's an overcoming desire.
Yeah.
Like, almost like I'm being drawn to it, and it's almost like I have to do it.
Mhm. Mhm. Scaring them just a little bit. And I mean, they see this whole process, and every time you harvest a soul, they do see that life. Like I said, it's like a green mist that overcomes that embalms the dead body, and as you harvest a soul, that whole mist just gets sucked into your hand, like in an instant. So they do see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anything else you'd like
can
to
I
do?
use the rest of my movement to get up to this guy here?
Wait, was I supposed to do the DC for the Spirit Guardian?
Not yet. No.
Oh,
At the
nice. Okay.
start
When
of
he-
his turn.
Oh, sorry, return. Yeah, but you still have you still have an action if you want to do another attack on him or another spell.
Well, do I have enough movement to get up to him to do a melee?
Yes.
So as I'm walking by this guy, I'm just gonna like reach down and collect his soul, and just keep
With your eyes just
to this guy.
locked on this guy, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I can just
Oh.
see it.
I should have gotten advantage on my intimidation.
And
Right.
then
Mhm.
as Kyrin gets up, he just grabs the knockback flail
Okay.
and reaches back and attacks.
Oh,
And
21.
I'm
actually.
using
This
Yeah.
is-
the death touch,
Okay.
which adds 17 more necrotic damage to him.
So that's what this is. Okay.
Yeah.
You do remember we wanted one alive, right?
he's in a
We
drag.
did?
Whoops.
Whoops.
So
No,
he's
I
gonna.
didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it actually makes sense for your first.
Yeah, that's all right. Speak with the dead, man. Do it.
So it's gonna do a total of 27 damage, right? Okay.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Okay, so you you inflicted a massive amount of damage. When you bring out this, well, I mean, I guess describe. I'm trying to describe to me how the flail looks. So we never really got it
Well,
down.
flail is a big spiked ball on the end of a stick connected with a chain, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the length of the chain varies, but it's usually from 1 foot to 2 foot,
Yeah.
give or take.
So as
Okay.
he walks by this guy collecting his soul, he reaches in with his left hand, grabs the flail out, and transfers it to his right hand, swinging it as he walks over and just takes a massive swipe as the guy's trying to get up, just trying to cleave his head off.
Right.
Essentially.
Okay, so exactly. So that what I see is as you walked up to me and you did you tossed your flail to your right hand, and I mean you're not striking up, you're swinging down, right? And as you're swinging down, and he's in the process of trying to get up, and you swing down, you crack him on the back of his basically back of his neck and the back of his head. I mean, all of you hear the like, but he's not dead. He's if anything, he's bleeding profusely now from whatever from the impact on the back of his head. Um, and I mean now, yeah, I mean the death cleric is just standing over him. If anything, I just see you probably holding the flail end with your other hand, almost like you're charging it again for another strike. And I mean, oh, what it's a scary scene. But yeah, is there anything else you want to do as this guy is bleeding from the back of his skull after you
Nope.
inflicted that damage?
That's all I can do. I'm tapped out.
All right. And then we'll move on to Rinlothar.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing you mean, aside from hearing the crack of the skull, you do see what seems to be like a mist of a trail of green mist following Kyrin as he walked over the last body he collected the soul from, and then just did this strike on this dragon claw.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
Well, hang on. I use a wireless mouse, and it just shut off for some reason. I'm going to approach, rapier in my hand.
Mhm.
I'll drop the bow like here on the way in. I'll kind of give a little bit of a stricken look over towards Kyrin, saying, "Hold, friend." And for my attack, Chris, I want to try to get my rapier like over the head of this guy
Uh-huh.
and just hold it to his throat and just say, "Surrender. The battle is lost."
Go ahead and give me a intimidation check with advantage. Or actually, yeah, just go ahead, yeah, with advantage. Then I'll roll at disadvantage.
Thank God I had
Have
advantage.
advantage.
I actually do have that skill though.
And his disadvantage is okay, yeah. Um, you hear him say something, but it's not coherent. It sounds intangible. It's because he's basically gurgling his blood as he's trying to speak.
hmm
Just
Yeah, with my left hand, I will kind of hold him upright, but the blade of the rapier, the serrated part of the Dragonbane rapier, is that to his throat.
Okay, as
Surrender.
right. So as you lift his head, you slightly feel the weight of his body give. In other words, it's almost like his head is about to detach from his body,
Oh God.
and you can see the puncture wound that came from Kyrin's flail. As you lift him and turn him over, you can see the puncture wound where it exited out. Then the reason why he can't talk clearly is because the puncture wound was close to his throat. So as he's talking, as you lift him, the blood is now it's profusely just pouring out.
So he's mortally wounded, basically.
Yeah, he's mortally wounded.
Hmm.
Did
He,
Is he trying to fight back at all or anything like that?
if he is, it's not really much.
All right. Well, then I'll say he's a goner unless someone heals him quick. Andal, maybe.
No one's looking to cover it.
No, because he doesn't look like he wants to heal anyone.
well, I'm wondering, does
Kyrin wants to nibble on his soul, so
Yeah.
does
He's thirsty.
Kyrin drop his spirits? Because the next turn is the guys, and if the spirits are still up, he's going to take half damage no matter what.
That's up to Kyrin.
Did
I
Brindlethar
don't have
get
any
the?
other actions. I
It
don't have.
doesn't
Well, I'm
matter. As long
actually
as
strong
they're
enough. I
concentrated.
could probably pull him out of that area. Just I want him alive so we can question him. So, Chris, if you would allow that, I would drag him back 5 feet.
Okay.
I think I have a 12 strength.
Anyway.
Disengage my
11.
concentration.
Oh yeah, you can drop concentration at any
Yeah.
time. It's free action
Okay.
to drop.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will disengage that.
Well, I was just wondering if your bloodlust, whatever, would prevent you from
Well, it
doing
almost
so.
seems like there should be like a mechanic for that, you know. But
Well,
There could be. And actually, yeah. Give me a
should be wisdom if anything.
should be wisdom. I was thinking
Yeah.
constitution, but
Wisdom is usually trying to get control of your senses.
well, yeah, it makes sense too because of his class. So yeah. Go ahead and give me a wisdom check. We're just doing a DC 10.
save.
Save.
Save, yeah.
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 No, he's overcome with bloodlust. Renethar, you called out to see if anybody can heal him. As you're dragging him back, go ahead and give me a medicine check, and if this is successful, then you'll be able to stabilize that wound.
boy. This is
DC
not
10
going to
also.
be. Oh man. All right.
All right. So, you're able to drag him out of reach of the spirit that's hovering about. I mean, if anything, they're probably waiting for Kyrin's next command, telepathically or something. That's what I'm thinking. And you're able to cover the wound, probably rip part of his garment off and then wrapped it around his neck, and he's starting to slowly stabilize enough that he's able to speak. Yes, if anything, he has. I just saw the X on the kobold. If anything, you guys are out of combat because he is surrendering.
Good. We'll make sure any weapons he had are well out of his reach.
Yeah, all he had was a scimitar. That's all he had.
All right. Well, he doesn't now.
Hmm.
So, where were you taking your booty, the treasure stolen from Greenest?
And his voice is really raspy, and he says, "Back to the camp."
Back to the what?
Camp.
Camp.
This camp or another?
Our camp. Past the rocky bluffs. And he points in the general direction where he shows you where there's like a rocky bluffs. It's over in that direction. It's about a mile, give or take a mile away.
Mm-hmm. Why did you stop here short of your camp if it's so near?
To eat and rest.
Well, lucky for us then. This camp that you were going to, how many are there? What is your strength of numbers?
I'm so tempted to say we are legion. No, he says we are many.
Yeah, how many? Your answers determine whether or not you live and go free.
And he shrugs his shoulder and he shakes his head. He's conveying that he does not know a definite number, but he
All
just
right, how many dragon claws like you and your other 3 dead companions at the start?
we are uncountable.
That's silly. I counted maybe 20 of you in the town.
You only seen that many.
Ooh.
Oh.
Now, Chris, we learned there's other orders among them, like that Frula Mondath is a superior among them. What was her rank called again? We did hear it.
It's a like a I don't think it's a worm speaker, but I know it's a wearer of purple.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's like an officer or probably a
Like
leader.
lieutenant or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. What about those worm speakers in purple? How many of them? They're much fewer in number.
And he shrugs his shoulder and he holds up his hand, and he's not sure, but he's signaling 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm. Well, now we're getting somewhere. And why, pray tell, did you attack Greenest?
Orders from Mistress Resmere.
Ah, I see. Who is Mistress Resmere? Like, what race or creature is she?
She is half dragon.
Like the warrior. I don't recall his name offhand. There was that warrior that
Yeah, I have him in the
was
journal.
it
It's a Cyan Wrath.
Yeah.
Sinra? And he was blue half dragon, right?
Yes.
This Resmere, is she also blue half dragon?
And he shakes his head and he points to his robe
Black?
and he nods his head.
Well, thus far your fate is looking good. You've answered everything we've asked so far. Were other towns hit in the same manner as Greenest?
And he nods his head.
How many others?
I'm not sure, but we are attacking in the green fields.
I'll offer him. They have supplies, or I'll offer him something to drink so he's not choking.
Right, and he takes the drink, and you can see part of the I guess water seep out through the wound that's by his throat.
Yeah, you'll be a long time healing from that one, friend. I suggest you take it easy for a while.
He gives
What
you a
else?
stern look.
If I'm satisfied with your answers, I may even be tempted to give you a potion of healing. And I'll actually produce it, showing him that I'm not bluffing, that I do have it.
Okay. His eyes
Um,
widen a bit.
So, how many other leaders are there besides this Resmere and Frula Mondath?
And he shrugs his shoulder and he shakes his head. He doesn't know the other leaders. He only knows of those 2.
How about the encampment? Is it defended? Where are the sentries?
And then he says, towers.
How many?
2 towers.
And is there a main tent or a building or perhaps a complex beneath the earth?
He says, there's a large tent where Resmere and Cyanrath reside, but heavily guarded.
Mm-hmm.
And he also says there's a network of caves surrounding the camp.
Interesting. Have you been in these caves?
And he shakes his head. Only the elite guards.
Interesting. I would have thought men of your order would be considered elite.
We all have our positions.
I see.
Oh, he's slowly starting to black out.
hmm I'll let him. I mean, all right, friends. I'm pretty satisfied with what we learned from him so far. So I'll step away, and I don't think he's going anywhere. But let's determine his fate. It's a group decision. So
I want his soul.
you've fully embraced your new calling. I see. Now just careful where you aim that, please.
Say that out loud.
Of course. Why do you think I fear you? I mean, I'm a little trepidatious, but I mean, you're my brother. You know.
What have you been doing here?
I'm taking their soul.
For what purpose?
It is to cleanse the darkness within me.
Wait a minute. There's darkness within you? Time out. How'd that happen?
Our meeting with death has left me scarred, brother. I am not who I once was.
Yeah, I can see that. You kind of look partially dead, in fact.
I feel partially dead on the inside.
Oh.
Well, believe me, I give not one shit for this dragon claw. If you wish to harvest his soul, so be it. But, you know, that might not be the way back to the light, if that's what you seek.
It is the current path that I am on. And whereas my mind seems stable, once we enter combat, I seem to lose control.
You're in control enough that you recognize friend from foe, and that's enough for me. But, yes, please have a care where you aim that foul craft of yours, please.
Okay, so that the two that was that a test or was that an actual roll? The two that you rolled.
Those were actual rolls. So the first one was over on this third guy over here.
Okay, so that was a fail. So, and then
So over here, I didn't know if you wanted to roll 12 times or what.
no, I'm not gonna roll it 12 times. Let's see. Just we'll do this. Just give me a D12, and then we'll do like a +5.
Pretty
That's
good.
12.
Okay. So it's 13. So yeah, you successfully you got all of them.
Well,
How should he roll for the temp hit points?
Right.
Well, it only goes up to a 20. So
max
I
of
mean,
20.
I'll just easy at a max of 20 because you're probably gonna hit it with that many rolls. So you're at maximum 20 hit points. As you finish harvesting the souls, and as soon as you finish harvesting the last soul for these kobolds, your 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 arm and your hand, they return back to flesh and blood. I mean flesh and bone. In other words, it looks normal again. Andal, when when you did your divine sense, you didn't sense any evil presence.
Mm-hmm.
You did sense an undead presence,
Okay.
and it seems to be concentrated on Kyron's his hand, his spell focus.
Okay.
But as soon as it returned back to its normal, you don't sense it anymore.
Okay. Okay. Uh, hmm. From what I can see, it seems there is some sort of spirit thing that takes you or controls part of you, but not all of you. So it seems you are still Kyrin, but as you say, changed. Hmm.
Yes. Can you tell if I'm on the right path with your divine sense?
I don't know.
Right. Okay, so you were able to harvest, was it
14 total, right?
14 total? Okay.
2 of these guys, 12 of these dudes, the kobolds.
Okay, so we're gonna do it on an XP thing. So with the 2 dragon claws, you get a total of I'll type it in here so we don't lose track. 400 XP. There are 200 apiece. With the kobolds, them being 13, and good thing you got all of them, they're basically 25 apiece. So 25 times 13, math hard. Whatever that total is, that's what it is. I'm trying to figure out.
Just type it in.
Yeah.
Just roll, or do the brackets. You can just do
Okay, so that's 320.
25.
Oh, you can do math on this thing? I didn't know that.
13. Yeah, you just do the inline roll. 325.
Oh, yeah, 325. Yeah, so
So
325
you have 725, which should bring you
to
almost to level 2.
almost to level 2. Yeah, because it's 300 for level 1, and then was it like 600 for
Oh, it's
900.
900.
for level 2?
So,
So
yeah.
so yeah, so you gain
Actually, no, he'd be at level. Yeah, he when he gain level 3, or are you bumping it down?
Oh, you mean if I'm bumping it down from where he? No, I'm bumping it up, but he's starting at level 0. So
Yeah.
that first 300 would take
Yeah.
him
Okay.
to level 1.
Okay. Yeah. So that'd be
And then
1 and 2. So yeah, he's almost to level 2.
almost level 2.
Okay.
So I'm trying to remember. He loses.
Just
He,
not to put any gasoline on the fire, but if you kill this guy and take his soul, you'd get to level 2.
He's not innocent.
That's dirty. Oh. I can just see Riddle like nodding, like the way he's shaking his head, like man, face palm. Oh.
That's a thought in the back of your mind. I mean, well,
Yeah.
first of all, before he does that, what does he feel? Yeah, as he gains level 1 back.
Well, see, I mean, when he asked you that question, if he was on the right path, and then now that he absorbed these souls and he, out of character, you gain back the level 1, but you do, from your divine sense, you do sense a radiant aura, if anything, returning to him.
Okay.
So if anything, you probably see his radiant aura, which I would imagine, like if with any divine being that you're trying to sense out with your divine sense. Wow, it's a mouthful. But his is it's pretty faint, given it's a level 1.
Yeah. Okay. So then I would say to him that it does appear that whatever you have done just in this short period of time has already returned some of the Kyrin that we know. I see a bit of your former self already already enveloping you.
That is good
As far as
news.
I can tell, as far as I know, the Kyrin that I know is good, so I can only assume that means that you are on the correct path.
That is good news.
As you slit. Well,
you slit the throat of the other dude.
But even so, part of my background is tyrants must
Yeah.
not be allowed to oppress the others. So
Right, right. So it
kind of
works.
fits that too,
Uh-huh.
right?
Oppression may not be allowed to
Definitely
live.
does. Well, it lets
That's
you sleep
right.
at night, yeah.
Whatever allows you to sleep at night.
Except for not
Alright,
the oppressor to live.
Well, this
Now-
is all
now
very
the-
fun and interesting.
Yeah.
But what do we do with this captive?
Well, I would say
Flip a
let's
coin?
leave it up to a saving throw on my part, and if I pass it, then I can. But if I fail it, he's going out. What do you think of that, Chris?
Oh, okay. So, your DC would be what your DC of your wisdom would be.
Oh.
So
Well,
my
we can
wisdom is
also flip a
16.
coin.
So
Hmm?
Flip a coin, heads he lives, tails he dies.
No, we'll do with his DC because it would be a little more difficult for Kyrian to overcome this urge. So, what's your DC?
or my wisdom 16. My spell casting ability is 14.
Well, no, we'll use the 16.
Okay.
So you have to roll D20 versus 16.
Oh,
Ooh.
you
Yep.
totally saved that one.
So death does not have its clutches over you yet.
But he should feel actually a little bit like I said, since he has got his level 1 kind of
Right.
back.
A little
So yeah,
more clarity of the mind.
yeah, a little, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you'd feel a connection to your god again.
mhm,
Helm,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I can see Kyrie like he's probably holding his flail and tighter, and then he loses his grip as he decide or was able to overcome the feeling of or the urgency to take this guy's soul.
Okay. See, I think it'd be hilarious if he tried to do it and then failed. So he kills him for nothing.
Well, if he lives, I'm okay with that. I mean, I certainly give no shit about this one's fate. However, we can't have him running ahead and warning the others. So
No.
we'll tie him up here and leave him food
Tie
and
him.
water in his reach. But that's all. And
Oh.
maybe come back for him later.
All right.
Here's the other thing. Nobody's mentioned this, so I'll take point on it, unless somebody else wants to help. Going through the cart and seeing what all they have.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Searching the.
I'm primarily interested to see if there's anything magic to help us on our quest, and if not, we'll just take the whole thing and hide it somewhere.
Well, what
Or wait,
what
do we
you
have a bag of holding? I'm trying to remember. I thought we did.
No, we don't.
no.
We don't
That
have
would
a
be
bag of.
really awesome.
Take
it all.
What you find mostly, I mean, amongst the cultists, I mean, you guys probably do a little looting.
Oh, yeah.
You find not much. It's not even among them. You find only about a gold, which is like a couple silver pieces here and there and here and there.
Mhm.
Aside from their scimitars, which is cheaply made, it's nothing that's finely crafted or anything like that. In the cart, when you turn it over and you look around, you find various sacks containing like I said, candelabras, pewter candlesticks. There's some silver dishes. There's some religious carvings of Chentia, but from what you know, this is just loot that was taken from the town. There's nothing really of like value.
Mhm.
If anything, these towns weren't.
Well, all
Or
told,
it was.
the loot could be like 50 gold worth of treasure, right?
We'll say it's actually a little less than that. It's probably like
Okay.
25. 25.
Well, even still, though, I mean, to pile together with what the other people may have taken, it could maybe go towards a tribute towards the Dark Queen. And regardless, let's bury this somewhere well hidden, so they won't get it, and we can return it to the town later. We obviously aren't going to go carrying around 20 pounds of extra treasure or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Well, I think probably we should be able to find a decent spot.
Oh, I'm sure we
that,
can.
just to put the whole cart.
It'd be easier to hide the treasure itself, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Don't you, Chris?
It's up to you guys how you want to do it. I mean, if anything,
It's already in sacks.
Yeah, you'll be able to find a spot for it. I mean, if you looked enough, you probably find a spot for the cart, or you could just probably try to hide it where it's at. But it's totally up to you guys how you want to do it.
I'm really more for just hiding the treasure somewhere, like maybe 100 yards away, just by itself. Easier to put down in a hole and cover over. A cart would stand out, even if hidden. You know, if you get some stray winds blowing branches off or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's only a few sacks of stuff. I mean, let's just say like probably like 6 sacks. You guys are able to find. You say like well, I mean, you left you leaving this area right now as you said like 100 yards off or something.
Well, that's the intention to do at some point. But one other thing, once we're emptying out this cart, I want to check it over to see if there's any hidden compartments on board.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. Oh, there's nothing.
No, there's nothing at all. There's not even a manifest or anything. I mean, well, like I said, this was just something that they just hoarded. They just stole and just packed into this cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone familiar with making wood signs or anything like that? So that, I mean, this is kind of just in a random place, so I don't know how
Not really.
we'll find it again.
Oh, it'd be very easy. That high point where I overlook this camp.
Okay.
It would be an easy matter to come down and take 200 paces in this direction, like directly to the west, and then hide it in this little gully.
Okay.
So
you know the landmarks here. Okay.
a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Excellent.
just from having been here and being up there and looking around.
Okay.
If nothing
It's
else.
just I'm not that skilled in nature craft here, so.
I've got 14 or +4 in survival, so I have a little bit of knowledge. That's the other thing. With that, I can almost do a little bit of the rangery stuff, like finding water and food, and keeping us from getting lost.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, I mean, aside from what I typed up earlier, because I know it's 2:00, but you want to see if you. Oh, the question is, can you stay a little longer, or do you gotta go?
I can stay a little bit longer, but 2:30 I gotta go.
Okay.
It's a quick nature check.
Yeah, it'll be a quick nature check as you try to rummage around, trying to forage around this area.
Can we help with this? Like do the
Sure.
help action?
Yeah, and then
I'd
it'll
love
give them
to.
an advantage. It'll give them
Take advantage, man.
Definitely.
Yep.
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go. Yeah.
Didn't need it anyway, but
Yeah.
nice.
Wouldn't have helped anyway.
So give me, based on that, give me a D3. And basically, what it is whatever number you roll, that's that part of the ingredient that you found. So you found the first part of that list, which is the greenwish, I think it was.
Yeah.
So you just need to find the other two.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, and I think that's how we're gonna work the mechanic. Like every time you forage, we'll just have you roll D3, and then if you roll the same number again, you found that herb again.
Is there a number of how many of these things that I found, or
Well,
enough?
no,
I found enough to make
you
this.
you found enough. Yeah, exactly.
Found a little patch of them or
Yeah.
something.
So whatever the number that I put down, like how much that you actually need, that's the amount that you would find every time.
Okay, copy that.
Chris,
Cool.
do they have rope here in their camp?
You did find some. There is some rope on the cart.
Mhm.
If anything, I mean it's less than 50 feet, but it's enough. if you need it for
Right.
or something.
Well, the reason I was asking is because I want to use it to tie this guy up, bound like
okay.
hand and feet, and have his hands together tight, kind of tightly at the wrist, but in front of him, so he could still like eat and drink, but he's gonna also be tethered to like a tree or a big boulder or something.
Okay, yeah.
So
You,
even if he's really working it hard, it's still going to take him a couple days to get free, and he won't starve or die of thirst, but he won't be able to follow us or maybe get ahead of us to warn the camp.
hmm Okay. Yeah, so I mean, you find the rope that's in the cart, and it's enough to bind his hands, feet, and also to uh, te tether him to tether him to a tree or a large rock in
I
that
like tree
area.
better instead of a
Okay,
rock.
tree.
You could easy. Tree's better.
Yeah, to a tree. Anything else you guys would like to do?
I'll wake him up and ask him if there's any password for the sentries at the main encampment.
He's slowly coming out of his when he blacked out. He's drowsy. And you ask him if there's any like cold words or anything like that.
Or phrases spoken by your order.
Um, I'm trying to see it. Is there?
Because Chris, and it's been like probably a month or more, but I seem to remember when we fought those 5 of them at the mill
Yeah, there was like
before
a
we died. We had learned a
yeah,
bunch of stuff for questioning them, but I just can't remember all the specifics.
yeah. It was like for like Tiamat or something like that. It was some type of chant. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll probably go through back.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, we also learned the similar one when we first met those cultists at Venomfang's lair too, like something like "Hail the Dark Queen, may she return" or something. I don't.
Oh, okay. What he says is So he says he extends his right hand with the fingers outstretched to represent the 5 heads of Tiamat,
Mhm.
and then hold on a second. Somebody should see. Hold on. So this is what he does. He extends his right hand with fingers outstretched to represent the 5 heads of Tiamat when they praise her glory. Others curl back 2 fingers to show that Tiamat's strength is hidden. Okay, and then as they do this gesture, they will say, "Praise Tiamat's glory."
Okay.
So fingers, others curl back 2 fingers.
Does it say which two?
It does not say which two. Yeah,
But he's showing us, right?
yeah, he's showing you. He's not flicking you. The guy's the bird, but it's the ring finger and the index finger that's curled back. So it almost looks like a dragon's claw.
Okay.
So so when he's trying to teach you the the cant and the basically the gesture or the greeting, it's one person is gonna say like not praise Tiamat's glory, but hold on a second. This is okay. So one person, the person that's greeting or basically asking for the password is gonna say um, this is the cult of the dragon, but with the 5 fingers spread out, with the palm facing towards the person that they're inquiring the password, and then in reply is you're going to show the back of your hand with the 2 fingers curl, which is the middle finger and the index finger, making a like a dragon claw kind of thing, and then you're going to say praise Tiamat.
Yeah, or praise Tiamat's glory and
Praise
curl back
Tiamat.
the ring and index fingers.
Right.
to make the remaining three
So
kind of look like
you
a
kind
dragon.
of are flicking off the guy that.
Yeah.
Except you still have your pinky and your thumb up.
Yeah. But it's still. So.
This is the cult of the dragon. Praise glory.
That's funny.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
All right, it works for me.
That works for some nice sarcasm too, because yeah.
Like, yeah, all right, baby. Yeah, I can just see like some guy that's been saying it for like for a while. It's like, yeah, praise see man's glory.
What do you say, friends? Do any of you need rest, or are you ready to continue?
Well, I figured that pretty much was a short rest, wasn't it?
I would figure if
Yeah.
anyone needed one.
Yeah.
This is a short rest.
So then, yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay. Once we're 50 feet away, well, two options when we get to this place. I can either go in infiltrating. Heck, we all could, I suppose. Although I do fear that Talash would stand out like a very sore thumb amongst
And I also still have reservations about wearing costumes and.
Well, you could get over it, but that's your Or I could stealthily sneak around and see how much of what he's told us is true, and maybe even get a look at those caves.
Yeah.
Thanks to the alchemy. It was Chiron who does the alchemy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still do have one of those potions of invisibility, which would be perfect for me sneaking around. So,
I would imagine most paladins wouldn't give in if they were uncomfortable with some sort of deception.
Right.
They would just
I'm not pushing it.
stalwartly ignore the needs.
Right. He's
Just-
he's got his code. I'm not going to push it. Not everybody's a rogue, you know.
Nope.
And Talash is covered in red scales, so.
All right.
But I think we're going to head that way and see what we can find.
Hmm.
All right. So you guys,
The rocky outcropping.
Finding the trail again, yeah.
okay, yeah. So you're heading towards the rocky bluffs that the dragon claw pointed out towards you, and so you head towards in that direction.
Right. And Chris, I'm going to count out like 200 paces, then turn like sharply left off the trail and take like another 50 and hide the treasure there, just in a little shallow. Put a bunch of branches and stuff over, like kick dirt over it. Should only take a couple of minutes, and we'll be able to find it easy enough when we come back.
Yeah. I mean, you find a good spot, and if anything, you arranged it, or you arranged a probably like some type of symbol, or like a. I don't
There's
know.
no need to remember. I just have to remember 200 paces out, turn
Okay.
left 50 that way, and that's where it's going to be.
Right. Yeah, you do that, and yeah, you're able to hide the treasure, the loot from the town, and be able to find it easily.
If nothing else, we figured the religious artifacts might be of value to the church, so
All right.
they brought us back and all.
Okay, so you guys find the well, don't know if you find the who's taking point again?
Probably Rind.
Yeah.
Okay, so just go ahead and give me a survival check.
All right. Not bad for 5th edition.
All right. Yeah. Well, you and your party were wandering about on the road. You start to doubt yourself, thinking that you might have gotten lost, but you were able to find similar tracks to the one that you found before, leading again in a general southwest direction, basically going in the direction of the rocky bluffs. This is probably about, I'm gonna say about almost an hour after you left the area where you last left your captive. And again, as this dirt road, I will say, comes around a bend, there's another similar rocky outcropping. Again, you're getting you're reminiscing your times with on the Triboard Trail.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You fellas wish me to get a little vantage point again?
Yes, yes. Scout.
All right, I'll do so, Chris. I'll leave the horse behind, actually, and hand the reins to one of my friends and head up stealthily, staying kind of low.
all right, so go ahead and give me a stealth check. All right, so as right, so you're scouting about give or take about 60 feet away from the group. I mean, just like before. You're so describe me. Are you this outcropping? It basically it's like a funnel. There's like not an embankment, but there's an outcropping on both sides of you, and then you know then there's that general. I'm not gonna say it's a slope that goes down. It's a slope that goes up. So if you were to imagine you're going up an incline, and on both sides of you there's that rocky outcropping, which is about, we'll say, give or take 6 feet, and climbing as you're going further up this slope. When you're looking up over the horizon at the peak of this slope, it's, if anything, the sun is basically rising behind it, sort of, where it's basically it's creating a glare that you can't see over that horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what? At this point, I think I would, if I know that I'm not maybe in the best spot, maybe I'll head back and try the other side of the path. Maybe have less glare, and, the sun in my face.
Right. So as you try to divert your attention to another spot to see if you can see over this horizon, you suddenly feel the ground beneath you slowly start to tremor.
Uh-oh.
And it's not only you, but even your party at the base of this slope, they're starting to slowly feel it.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'll try to get down if I can before something bad happens.
Those moments when you go, oh shit.
I'd stand clear of rock, friends.
Right.
Like,
So
that could fall down on your head.
right. So as you're probably making your way hastily down the slope,
Yeah.
fearing what it might be, the glare that was blinding you at the moment, it gives way where you can actually see over, basically see the peak of the slope, and what you see is a large rock which has been dislodged and is starting to roll down towards you.
Mm-hmm.
And at that precise moment, as this rock is coming towards you, we're just gonna switch the scene up just a bit, going back to your captive where you last left him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's coming to from blacking out again, and he looks around and he realizes that he's been left there alone, tied up, basically left to, you didn't kill him off. And you see if there's a camera superimposed on his mouth, and he slowly grins and he starts to laugh. Oh, they're not gonna survive.
I knew I should have taken his soul.
And as he's laughing, if you were in that area, you would hear a twinge of a bow, and then a sudden, and it strikes him center in the chest. And that's where we'll leave it.
Ooh. Interesting. Like in Big Anna Jones, boulder rolling down on us.
Yep. But yeah, cool fun. Oh wow, man, Kyron, holy shit.
Yeah, tell
For
me.
a moment, I thought.
For a moment, I was thinking we were going to get a different kind of rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I was
at
gonna
least
ask
the
for
whole party we
clarification
might
on.
stand a chance.
Yeah.
Instead of
Well,
just.
in all fairness, we did stand a pretty good chance before.
Hmm.
We
Right.
shouldn't have.
Well, this time, this time you may not be fighting an Etten at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, the
I think-
Etten was kind of a small concern.
You know.
Yeah. It was undead, harpies, an Etten, and a rock. Jesus.
Well, I'm actually I haven't actually watched that episode, but I'm kind of wondering how closely events are following that.
Oh, we're way off.
Okay.
Oh yeah, from what their vision was and what it is now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Not.
Agar isn't getting lost in a field.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm saying is he might. He comes after us. He might
Yeah.
get lost.
The arrow striking this guy, I wonder if it belonged to like an elf, who might be like a ranger who travels on his own, a lone ranger even. See what I did there? But who
Yeah.
knows? I mean, there are other entities at work that are not evil. I do know that, or at least I suspect that the other factions are in play. Chris, when we started into this whole thing, you said that Terrell was going to the old Cragmaw Castle, which we were naming Iron Fist Keep, I think. And the meetings of the factions were there, and he was kind of dozing off and drifting. And there were people arguing about, is this real, is this not real, and whatnot. And, we were
Yeah, he
getting an
fell.
idea
He
that-
fell asleep. Yeah.
but we were getting an idea, at least out of that, the other factions are not standing idly by.
No, you definitely say that they've heard reports, but at the same time, you do know that the factions are not in agreement. Like they're not together on it.
Well, the raids on the recent towns might help change that. I mean,
Mhm.
We'll see.
But yeah.
So we're not going to play for a couple weeks at least, right? I mean, next week is Christmas. Probably not playing that night. And
Well, yeah. I mean, because I don't know how you guys if you have plans, but I mean, yeah, it is Christmas Eve, and the other one is New Year's, and I'm probably sure.
Well,
we
it's
probably
not
have.
really
New Year's Eve is actually Thursday night.
Oh wait. Is it Thursday night?
Yeah, so
First-
like Friday night would be the first.
Friday is the first.
Oh well, you
Might
know
even
what?
be off work on New
It
Year's
would
Day. I don't know if they close or not.
I don't even know if. Well, actually, honestly, I don't even know if I'm off work. Oh no, yeah,
On
wait,
New
I
Year's?
might. Oh yeah, I might be off work. But then again, I don't know.
Maybe. The day is a maybe.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, if
I'll
if
be
you-
sitting here working double time, man.
Oh
Well,
shit.
not double time, time and a half. Plus holiday
Uh-huh.
pay, so it's 2.5.
Okay. Well, at least you're getting paid
Oh
for it.
yeah.
If
I'm down to play. You're
Yeah,
right.
me
it's
too.
yeah,
first,
now
so
that I
I'm
think
down to
about
play.
it, yeah, I think I might be able to play as well.
okay,
I think
so
New Year's Eve is the only time that we have any.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to, but that's Thursday night, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be out with my. About 5-6 months ago, I joined a motorcycle club. That's a bunch of like firefighters and EMTs. It's called Fire and Iron. They're real cool. They're not like a 1%er or nothing like that. They're just good people, men and women both join. It's not like a boys' club where you're
Just
out
rider
there.
enthusiasts.
Yeah, it's like a riding club basically.
Iron Butt Brigade.
So you're Heaven's
Yeah.
Angels.
Are they an Iron Butt Brigade cruisers or
Sure, why
sport
not?
bikes?
No, they're all cruisers.
Okay.
I don't think anybody has.
Yeah, no, they sport bikes, and then there's also the Iron Butt Brigade types. They're the ones that take touring bikes or pretty much anything on two wheels and go for 1,000 miles at a time.
Not that.
It's actually the name of a motorcycle club, the Iron
have
Butt Brigade.
After even 100 miles, your butt's usually ready for a break unless you got really good seats.
Or you're on a Goldwing.
Yeah, with the one of those couch seats.
Scariest thing about the Goldwing, it can wheelie.
That's crazy. I believe it was. They have
No,
like an
every
1800 inch.
motorcycle can wheelie.
Can. I've never done it to mine because it weighs like 550 pounds, and
Well, I didn't say it was recommended. I just said they can. I mean, heck, a Rocket 3 could wheelie.
I'd
but-
probably damage my exhaust. I have a 2-into-1, and it kind of extends out the back a little bit.
Oh yeah, you probably bend it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, a Goldwing would be leaving sparks.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So the first, yeah, we could probably do it. I just gotta double check with my family if we're doing anything that day. I mean, if anything else, by the time night comes, we'll probably be able to. We might
Yeah.
even be able to play a whole. Maybe it'll start early too.
Yeah, just as
Like-
long as you give me at least a day or so warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it on the farm if you can, Chris.
Yeah, yeah. I'll try to give you a heads up on that Wednesday, which I gotta do.
Cool.
But yeah,
Fun
but
game,
so,
guys.
yeah, it was fun.
So I'll look for y'all in 2 weeks. Maybe a little early, maybe not. Regardless, I'll be here. So
Yeah.
I'll have my daughter, so it's definitely a not for me.
she has to go to sleep at some point, man.
So do I.
Well, that's true. Yeah, sleep is a necessary evil, man.
Yes,
I work
it-
third. I don't get a lot of sleep, so I
It
mean,
is a necessary
that'd be-
evil.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm
be
still
starting my
there.
7th year in a couple days.
But yeah, so I guess until then, guys, Merry Xmas and Happy Holidays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same to you guys.
Yep, you too.
Yeah. Cool.
And may you have a drunken New Year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for those of us who drink, right?
Yeah, I don't.
I know.
All right. So yeah, so I'll see you guys. If anything, I'll let you guys know by not this coming Wednesday, but the next Wednesday. Well, I'll let you guys know beforehand, at least 2 days before,
Okay.
about was it what day was that? The first?
First, yeah.
Yeah. It's actually pretty. Yeah. I don't mind playing on the first. All right.
Curious, in the Hangouts, can you guys see that dice stream thing I just pulled up at all? Or
Yeah, I did see it popped up.
yeah, it's cool. It's an in-app roller for Google Hangouts. You know, there's just a whole thing where you can pick dice and add to if you want to do something different than Roll20. You know.
Oh, and this is the one that shows up right above your head, right? I think. Or something.
I guess so. For you guys, for me, it's in the text bar. I just rolled like a 3, a 20, 11, 13, and a 2. I don't know what came up on your guys' end, if anything.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at it right now.
It's that yellow circle app. It should be on the left-hand side if you guys are seeing
Oh,
same
okay.
interface I am on the Google Hangouts. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a 3 on a 4-sided.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it
It'll pop
appears above my head, and everybody should be able to see what. Like I roll the d20 right now. Let's see, rolling. There you go. Yeah.
20, got a 12? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try a d12. Ooh,
All right.
that's cool. But other options.
Oh, and Doug, I'm still trying to figure out the whole, because I know you gain a level back into the light. But I'm still trying to figure out like how we were to do that, like if you actually gain spells back or stuff like that. But well, I guess we'll work out the mechanic of that later.
Yeah. Well, the way that I see it, it's not overpowering to give him his domain spells and keep the death domain spells, because he still has to expend resources. He has to choose which ones to cast. So
He just
it's
has
not-
more to choose.
He just has more to choose from. So until he drops death completely, he should probably still have access to the domain spells. The abilities, those are a little bit more difficult. Those might have to be replaced, but like you said, sometimes death takes over and manipulates his output. So even if he casts a light spell, it might still come out death.
That's kind
Right.
of seeing it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. We'll just leave it to a dice roll to see if, like, say he wants to heal somebody with his. Well, I don't even know if that's actually a. use the ability with like a turn on dead maybe.
Radiance of the Dawn.
If he wants to use Radiance of Dawn, so then he would roll a d20 and then see.
Radiance of the Necro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Kyrin became a necrophile.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who are you, and what have you done with Kyra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, guys,
See,
I gotta
yeah.
take off.
Yeah.
Me too. See you
We'll
guys.
see you.
Happy
See you in 2
holidays.
weeks.
Yeah, see you in 2 weeks.
Take
Yeah.
care, guys.
See ya.
No, see you in a
Alrighty.
week.
In a week? Oh yeah, it's a week. It's a week. My question was, if I hang up, does it hang up for everybody?
No.
No, it's hosted by Google.
Oh, okay. So like if okay, all right. I thought like
we had actually like a almost like a half hour to an hour conversation after you left last week.
Oh, okay.
No, it's hosted by Google on
Yeah,
Hangouts.
it's not user hosted, so.
Oh.
Skype
Okay.
Skype is user hosted.
I got you. Well, I might as well stop this broadcast. But yeah, cool.